Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Welcome to our April 2nd live stream. Vedgurudev's live Q&A Kriya Yoga Satsang. We're joined by our member Veronica today. How you doing today, Veronica?
So thrilled and happy, excited to be here for another Satsang. It's been a whole week and excited to see where our conversation will go. It's always a surprise, so can't wait.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
So Veronica brought up that we should start our Satsang every week with Purnasudhi Complete Yogic Breath. So are you ready, Veronica?
I'm ready. Get me in the mood.
Okay, well, let's
Yeah.
warm up our body with some Purnasudhi Complete Yogic Breath. Bring your spine straight. If you don't know how to straighten your spine, imagine a string on top of your head. Pull your spine straight up by pulling the string up. Bring your shoulders back, chest suspended, and slowly and gently close your eyes. Inhale through both nostrils like a wave coming into the shore. Exhale through both nostrils like a wave going out to the ocean. Breathe in the new fresh air through both nostrils. Breathe out the old stale air through both nostrils. If a thought comes into your mind, just detach, let it go. Be aware of your breath, be aware of your body. Purnasudhi is an excellent way to start your day and an excellent way to end your day. Breathe in the new fresh air through both nostrils like a wave coming into the shore. Breathe out the old stale air through both nostrils like a wave going out to the ocean. Slowly and gently in one continuous rhythm. If a thought comes into your mind, just witness it, acknowledge it, detach, and let it go. Be aware of your breath, be aware of your body. A few more breaths. Slowly and gently open your eyes, contemplate, and come back to your surroundings. This completes our practice of Purnasudhi Complete Yogic Breath.
Oh man, thank you for doing that. I feel so relaxed.
No problem.
Great way to start.
This concludes our satsang. See you next week.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste, Paul. How you doing today?
Namaste. Doing well.
Outstanding.
How are you guys?
Wonderful.
Yeah, outstanding.
Great.
How's it feel to be back in Fort Worth, Texas?
Fantastic.
Great.
Just getting ready for some hailstorms. You know, this crazy Texas weather. They say that we might get some hail tonight. So,
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Well, I did a lot of spring cleaning today. I cleaned out my bathroom completely, went through drawers, threw out stuff that's just sitting there. I don't know, I cleaned the mirrors, cleaned out the bathtub, the toilet, cleaned the floors. So I'm doing a lot of spring cleaning. So feels good.
Great.
So yeah. I don't know, I'm feeling the spring hitting me now. Just want to clean everything out.
Yeah, me too. That's
Um,
the first thing I did when I got back was just like clean, clean, clean.
yeah.
And, you know, as they say, that the devil likes to hide in the dirt. So get rid of that dirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Clear out all the boxes in your basement that are blocking your door from the divine. Open the windows, sweep out all the dust. Don't let that devil hide in your dirt in your house. Keep your temple clean, away from the devil.
For sure.
Well, here's a thought. I don't know. Buddha said it's extremely rare to be born a human, and I feel I haven't really appreciated this life to its fullest until now. So, 53, better late than never. But maybe now that I have deeper thoughts about my existence and how I want to live my life moving forward, I don't know. The fact that I've got Kriya Yoga has found me. I feel like I don't know, like appreciating things more. So uh I don't know, I feel like I've been given the keys to like my spiritual advancement, I guess. So I don't know, I'm appreciating things more right now. So I just wanted to share that. I don't know, I think we don't realize how special it is to be here. We just like, oh, life is so terrible, but it's really great when you appreciate everything you have. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with you. It's the greatest gift ever living, and I really treasure being in this human existence. You know, it's kind of a war zone out there, but like when you really start to appreciate the gift you've been given in this life, it's really a beautiful thing. And I agree totally. So I really treasure this life and appreciate it as much as possible. And I try to go as far down the path as I can in this physical existence, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just got my eye injection today and like yeah, I was thinking like how I was feeling, you know, in the Philippines. I was very like mad at the doctor and I was, you know, I was even contemplating like I was gonna send them a message and it wasn't gonna be nice, you know. You know, I realized that that was anger and it wasn't the way to treat the situation. Even though he should have like took responsibility, I just, as you said, I just decided I'm just gonna forgive the doctor,
Oh,
go
good.
in there as if nothing happened, and so everything went smooth. We had a nice conversation. You know, neither of us brought that up, but you know, it would have been nice if he had just said, "Hey, you know, blah blah blah. Sorry about that," but you know, I can deal with it. So, you know, I realize how I would have felt had I like said something and then later I would have been like regretting it and I would have been like feeling bad in that office. But, you know, normally, even though I'm getting a shot, I try to enjoy it. I like, you know, the staff are very nice and just, you know, it's a breakup of my normal routine. So I don't really dread going there except for the injection part. But, so yeah, it went pretty good.
Great.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah, it's
I
always a
don't
good thing to forgive and forget, you know. When when people do you wrong, it's more their problem than it's your problem. you know? So it's better just to let it, like, in yoga they say be a lotus flower floating on the water, untouched by the water, just just floating above the water, like no matter what this water does, it can't affect me in the present moment. So it's just better to forgive people. They make a lot of mistakes out there, and just clouds passing in the sky, water under the bridge, and just try to be the best person you can, and live in the present moment without any kind of anger or holding on to any lower emotions. Just let it pass. It's hard out there because this world is a true war zone, and they're going to test you, and it's a literal minefield out there. But you feel a lot better when you just forgive people for the wrongdoings and mistakes that they do.
Yeah, and maybe he'll decide to do better moving forward. I don't know, like when you have annoying customers, you don't want to deal with them, but you want to keep your doctor happy, and then maybe he'll give you better treatment and give you better attention moving forward. So I'm proud of you, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm proud of you too.
I'm sure that was probably on the back of his mind. He's like, "Oh, is he going to ask me like why, something about that?" And he was probably nervous, and he was probably happy, that I didn't say anything. But and if he knows he did it, I know he'll be more careful, in the
Yeah.
future. So yeah, so happy ending.
Yeah.
Happy ending.
I still didn't get the drug that, I've been trying to get, but what I did do is ask them first. I found out exactly what form was needed, and I asked her, "Is this the form you're using?" And she said yes. But then I thought, well, let me get a copy of what you've sent in. So I got copies of it. So I will take that straight to the VA and say, look, we submitted this form. This is the correct form. It's got the doctor's signature. And then the VA, it's such a tangled web but even at the VA, they're not the ones. It's the insurance company, but it's somehow it's through them. So I don't know. Somehow I'll get to the bottom this one of these days.
Yeah. It's like a lot of bureaucracy.
It's terrible. Oh yeah, so I had my first two yoga classes back at the studio, and everybody was, happy to see me. It's like I really noticed like how bad they kind of missed me, because I always sit in a certain spot. It's kind of weird the way we do that. Like
Yeah.
when you're in class, you kind of have like a chair that you sit in or whatever, but I have a certain place I like, and they were like, "Oh, we really noticed it. Oh, now that you're there, it's back to normal." And, it was nice. And, yeah, my body's like kind of sore because, although I did do some yoga, I didn't really do like a very good job at it, I'll say. But it's much easier, I would say, like to do it in a class where somebody's just telling you what to do and how long to hold the pose and all that. So it's kind of
Yeah.
difficult to really have the discipline to do it yourself and to like come up with your own routine that you do every day. So it really helps to have the studio. So I'm fortunate
Yeah.
to have two yoga places where I can escape to.
You are.
Yeah, outstanding. Two is better than none, that is for sure. So you get yoga from all angles.
Oh, we got a new person.
Oh, this is our new member, Tibor. Can you see
Looks
him?
like he's having I added him, but he's having internet issues. I just have the circle.
Okay.
Namaste,
Namaste,
everybody.
Tibor.
Namaste.
Thanks.
Namaste.
Glad to have you join us
Yeah.
on our weekly Satsang.
I'm really happy to be here.
Outstanding. So whatever questions you have, feel free to give them to me. We answer all questions here wholeheartedly. So don't be shy. Give me whatever you got.
So, where are you from, Tibor?
I'm from Ponce, Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh, Puerto Rico.
A lot of destruction
I'm
happened.
very excited.
Yeah, like Puerto Rico got devastated not too long ago by some type of hurricane, and I think they're still recovering from it.
They are. We are. Aren't we all from some kind of chaos?
Yes, we are definitely overcoming some kind of chaos or climbing some mountain. It's a never ending cycle of upliftment and trying to overcome and break down the walls and overcome the obstacles in our life. Like I always say on here, every day is a test as a yogi, so
Yeah.
keep
Another.
trying to do the best you can and
Yeah.
overcome whatever it is that is whatever chaos or destruction is in your life. Overcome it as best as you can.
So, Vedagurudev, I was just curious, how's Thailand doing? I saw videos of the earthquake. It looked pretty bad. Have you heard anything?
Yeah, so Thailand's doing okay. It's back to normal life. Like in Bangkok, where those earthquakes happen, that's about 2 hours north of where I'm at. It's more in the center of Thailand. I live on the ocean, which is down south of Bangkok. Yeah, people are resilient and they overcome. So that was I was in Bangkok the day before the earthquake happened, and I was lucky enough to get out of there in time before that happened.
Yeah.
So thankful for that. My ascended masters said, "Let's pack up and let's get out of here." I didn't know why at the time, but then when I saw that happen the next day, I was like, "I'm glad I left that chaos and destruction behind." So I haven't been back to Bangkok. I've only seen what other people have seen on TV, like what happened. So better to look at it from a distance than be in the chaos. That's for sure. So yeah, it's better to get out of there in time. But yeah, around where I'm at, you can't even tell the difference. It's everyday life is going on as normal. So I basically only saw what everybody else saw on TV.
Okay.
But Bangkok is a big city. I think it's 16 million people, so it's like Los Angeles or New York City or something like that. So they don't have a lot of space, so they build up. So that's why when the earthquake happened, those buildings were swaying and stuff. So pray for Bangkok, but
Yeah.
it seems okay. I can't even tell the difference where I'm at, but pray for all those people that were affected by the earthquake that affected Bangkok. So yeah, I'm wondering how our brother Brian's doing. He told
Yeah.
me when the earthquake happened, he lives close to kind of Myanmar in Chiang Mai. So, but he was in Korea on his honeymoon. So I guess him and his family were okay. They weren't affected by it.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad that you got out on time too.
I was planning.
Yeah.
I was gonna try when I was in the Philippines to come to see Vedagurudev in Bangkok. So I'm like wondering if if that was like I just felt it wasn't the right time. Plus, my wife kind of didn't want to go without the kid, and I didn't have the money for that. So like, I'm just wondering, like, that like got avoided for a reason, perhaps, because who knows? I might have been staying, like, I might have met up with Vedaguru Dev and then just stayed there in Bangkok for the rest of the few days, and maybe it would have hit while I was there, You never know why things happen or don't happen, but I think it's all kind of planned out for us, I guess.
Yeah. I've got a message from Timbor. He says, "Hi everyone. I'll continue to watch from here because my internet connection is very slow. Once I have it fixed, I'll come back with camera and mic."
Great.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds great, Tibor. Whatever questions you have, just post it in the YouTube chat, and we'll gladly answer your questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, I'll go ahead, Paul.
No, you.
Oh, I was just on the cleaning up my area. I also cleaned up my social media, I deleted TikTok because it was just mindless videos, and I'd get like stuck watching video after video of things I don't need to be watching. And then I unsubscribed from Patreon and some other accounts, and some subscribers unsubscribed from people that I just don't resonate to, because there's just too many people to watch. And I don't know, I shouldn't be on my phone that much anyways. I don't know, there's all these things sucking my energy. I've just got to decide where I want to put my energy. So yeah.
True. Good idea. Have you
Yeah,
started a new job yet?
No, right now they're doing a background check, so I don't think they'll find anything because I haven't done anything. But that should be starting soon, and then they'll send me jobs and I can pick when and where I want to work. So that'll be exciting. So yeah,
Yeah.
just playing the waiting game.
Yeah, so what I was gonna ask, and I know like you probably don't have any answer to this question, but I was reading that book, the Genesis 6 conspiracy, written by some Christian theologian, and about the Nephilim and stuff and the floods. And my question is, like, do you think God intervenes in our affairs? Like, do you think like he did cause the flood, or that maybe he will come back and, like, if things get too bad, he will just come and put an end to it? Or I guess there's really no way of knowing the answer to that question, but what are your thoughts on that?
I would say God is probably busy where he doesn't have the time to intervene. He's probably on the other things, so he probably watches from a distance. If things get too crazy, maybe he does intervene, but I think the source, or depends which source you talk about, the source of our universe or the source of all millions universes. I think they kind of don't they don't want to interact or change the outcome. They kind of watch more of it as a distance, I would say. That's kind of my intuition. Like with my spiritual guides or uh, my ascended masters, they more watch from a distance. They don't want to intervene because if they intervene, you won't be able to upgrade your soul or level up and have your spiritual growth that you need to get from learning certain lessons. But it, in my case, like let's say this Bangkok thing, sometimes they clear the path for you to not be in a situation that you don't need to be in. So sort of they intervene sometimes, but more at a distance from afar. They're kind of more witnessing. So I try to do the best I can every day to make them pleased when they're watching the Vedagurudev movie on their television. Like, oh, I hope he doesn't do that. I hope he doesn't go that way. All right, good, you know. So, but I'm not perfect. Like Patanjali said in the Yoga Sutras, the line to God is not a straight line, it's a zigzag. So some days I have better days than other days, but trying to do the best I can. And hopefully, when every day or most days I put a smile on my ascended master's face, like, all right, Vedgurudev's doing the best he can with the tools he got. So, but every day is not a perfect day, let's say. So, and if you strive for perfection, it's almost like a thing you can't get to, because who has a very perfect day? So just do the best you can. Try to help as many people you can. Wake up with a smile on your face. Be grateful for the gifts God has given you, and just be the best person you can in the present moment. But I understand, because even for me, it's a war zone out there every day. So I just try to do the best I can and see what happens. But I sleep easy at night knowing that I didn't do anything that would have disappointed my ascended masters or my spiritual guides or whatever deities I pray to. So I just try to do the best I can in the present moment. That would be my best advice. But if you have a day you're not too proud of, just dust yourself off, go to sleep, and wake up. Tomorrow's a new day, and you get to do it better all over again tomorrow. So just do the best you can. That's all we can ask for.
Maybe that's how God helps us, by sending us ascended masters or people that are older souls, more advanced souls. They're not doing anything for us, but just their presence and being a good influence on us. Maybe that's the way that God can help us. I don't know, just bringing those people in to help us and kind of like help motivate us to the right direction. And I kind of wonder, like, what are some signs of like that you're an older soul? I'm thinking, like, I don't know, there are like maybe somebody whose animals are attracted to is like one I'm thinking. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I think maybe more advanced souls help us. But
Yeah, I would definitely say advanced souls help us. I mean, they kind of watch at a distance. They kind of don't interfere with your daily life. But my guru used to say, do your sadhana like you're doing it right in front of Babaji, at Babaji's feet. So I always kind of keep that perspective, like I do my sadhana as best as I can, just as Babaji was standing it there, almost like an offering, like a blessing to Babaji's feet, or any ascended masters. So when you kind of have that perspective, it kind of keeps you off the wrong path, like it kind of keeps you more in line and more focused with the path you should be walking. If you have that perspective, like God or whatever deity you pray to is standing right in front of you, observing you, not watching with judgment, just being in God's presence, or whatever deity or ascended master or spiritual guide. It helps keep you more aligned and focused, because you don't want to disappoint your ascended masters. You want to put a smile on on their face. I know in my case, I always have the kind of insight, like my extended masters or Babaji or whoever you pray to is kind of like, I didn't know about this Vedagurudev guy at first. He seemed highly unlikely to be on the spiritual path, but he's going for it. He's doing the best he can. He's doing his sadhana as much as he can. He's enjoying the process. So God bless him. Like I always kind of get this feeling when I'm doing my sadhana that my it puts a smile on my ascended master's face. Like yeah, if this guy Vedagurudev can do it, who can do it? Because he really took the tools and the gifts we gave him with the Kriya Yoga Sadhana, and he went as far as he could down the spiritual path. So God bless Vedagurudev. He's doing it.
Yeah.
And if he could do it, anybody could do it. Like he wasn't born in a no yogic background or spiritual family. He just basically took the tools that we gave him and the kriyas we gave him, and he went as far as he could. Now he's doing even better. He's helping as many people with Kriya Yoga as he can. So yeah, I feel they are happy about the progress I've made. But like I like to do my sadhana like all my extended masters are in the room observing me. So it keeps me more in line and on track. Like when you have that perspective, like if you think Archangel Michael's over you watching you do your practice, you don't want to disappoint Archangel Michael. So you do the best you can. So I always have that perspective. I have an audience of ascended masters and spiritual guides observing my practice every day or whenever they can. So that keeps me more in line and more laser focused on how I should do it, the sadhana. Because my guru used to say, yeah, just do keep your temple clean in case God wants to visit your temple. Your temple meaning your body. So I always try to keep it as clean as possible. So if any ascended master or any enlightened being decides to visit my ashram or my temple, I'm ready for them. So like my guru told me before, we stay ready so we don't have to get ready. So I don't have to clean up if my ascended masters come because I already keep it clean. So spring cleaning is every day in my house, in my temple. So I'm always trying to keep my temple as clean as possible. So if God or any deity or ascended master or enlightened beings decides to join me for tea in my ashram, it's always clean. You know,
Yeah.
I could say that, but I don't know. My physical house is another story, but my spiritual temple is pretty clean. I try to keep it as clean as possible with pure thoughts and good energy and positive, uplifted energies, and that's the best way I would say it.
Yeah, I bet your higher self and all of your guides and ascended masters are all on the sidelines cheering for you. Like, he's doing it. And I kind of think that we all have like our higher self and guides. And I was thinking like there's always cameras everywhere. So I've been like thinking that I'm always being watched. I think that's a good way of like doing better. Like somebody's watching me. So I'm like, I'm gonna do like the best I possibly can. But I kind of think that like maybe our guides are like cheering us on. It's a good thought to have. And they're definitely cheering for you, Vedagurudev. So
Oh,
yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I, even when I do my sadhana, I really don't have that expectation. I just do what I do, and it gets me through the day, and it helps me feel good. So once you have a glimpse of like samadhi or like enlightenment or permanent happiness or however you want to divine it, like your inner self is uplifted, then you really feel like you don't ever want it to stop. You want to hold that kind of permanent happiness. My guru used to say like enlightenment is like trying to hold water in your hand. It just kind of seeps out. So you're kind of doing your sadhana to kind of maintain like a permanent kind of blissful state in your life. So yeah, I appreciate the encouragement and upliftment. You know, some days are better than others, so I need that higher upliftment and that higher encouragement some days. But yeah, it's a added confirmation and an added bonus when you're doing your sadhana and you feel that breath of fresh air from your ascended masters. Like, yeah. And I always think of it like, if I could do it, anybody could do it. Because I'm no yoga success story. I'm probably the most unlikely Kriya yogi to ever happen. So, coming from my background and making the spiritual progress that I've made on the path is really a true blessing. And it really shows people like, if I could do it, anybody could do it. You know? So, I don't want anybody out there to feel like they shouldn't do their yogic practice, or they shouldn't be disappointed, because I'm probably the most unlikely Kriya yogi ever in the history of the world. And I always feel like in this reincarnation, I try to go as far off the path of Kriya yoga to see if I could find my way back. It was a long journey, but I'm here now, so I feel grateful for that. So every day I kind of jump out of bed and welcome my Kriya yoga sadhana practice. Like, yes, another day to try to do better than the day before and 10 years before. So always trying to go forward, not backwards. So, but some days are better than others. And you just, like Patanjali said, the road to God is not a straight line, it's a zigzag. So if you fall off the path of Kriya Yoga, dust yourself off, wake up anew, and try it again tomorrow. And some days, my guru used to say, some days you just need to go to sleep and call it a day and wake up again.
Like I'm dead.
Yeah, because some days are really tough, and you just all right, I'm not gonna try to force it. I'm gonna just go to sleep, get my rest, and wake up anew tomorrow and forget. You know, the past is just a distant memory. So forget about it, dust yourself off, and try again tomorrow. But it's definitely a war zone of Maya and distractions and delusion out there, and you always got to be constant guard, protecting your consciousness, and have your Kavachum shield up all constantly. So just because I'm wearing all these mala beads and wearing this white clothes doesn't mean I don't go through it either. I go through it too. So, but just take insights from me that if I could do it, anybody could do it. So don't be discouraged on your spiritual path, my friend. When I went to the Himalayan mountains, I remember I was like, "Whoa, that was a tall mountain to climb." And all the other people and my guru looked at me and like, we just getting started. It's 20 kilometers that way. And it reminded me. And from that day on, my guru always used to say, peaks and valleys, Vedagurudev, peaks and valleys. Because when you go up the Himalayan mountains, you go over one mountain, then you go down the valley, then you go over another mountain, then you go down the valley. So it's a constant reminder that once you get over one peak, there's always 10,000 more peaks to go over. So keep going forward. Don't go backwards. Don't get comfortable. Just keep moving, you know? We're Kriya yogis. We're action yogis. Kriya means action with awareness. So we take action. We don't stay dormant. We don't stay still too long. We keep moving. So there's always some more Kriyas to do. There's always some more practices to do. So keep moving forward. Don't get comfortable. Once you cross one peak, look for all the other peaks and keep on moving. So peaks and valleys, my friend, peaks and valleys. So even though you're in a valley today, you might be in the peak tomorrow. So keep moving, you know? Keep climbing, keep going through those peaks and valleys, and who knows where you end up. It's an enjoyable adventure, let's say it like that. So enjoy the journey. Don't get too dormant, don't stand still too long. Keep moving. So like my guru said, we don't talk about Kriya Yoga. We don't tell stories about Kriya Yoga. We do Kriya Yoga. So when you experience Kriya Yoga, you have the knowing of what Kriya Yoga is. And that's the best, doing Kriya Yoga. What other stories other yogis have told, that's good for them. But we're living our own story. So we're not attached to any other stories. It's good for around the campfire, you know, but live your own story, experience your own Kriya Yoga journey, and that would be the blissful experience of all.
Well said. I was thinking if a ascended master came into my body, they'd probably catch a buzz with all the nicotine, alcohol, and caffeine flowing through my veins.
Like,
But no, I'm doing better. You know, I'm working on it. So, but yeah, peaks and valleys for sure.
Peaks and valleys, or maybe they want to experience what it's like to have nicotine in their
yeah.
body. So who knows, you know? Who knows what's going on in this crazy world, you know? I mean, that's why I always like in yoga when they say a God defined is a God can find. Like, who knows what God wants to experience? And anybody that tries to tell me this is what God is thinking, this is what God is doing, I try to get away from that person as quick as possible, because who knows? Like, what kind of ignorance would that be to say you know what the source is thinking? You know? That's an ego play I do not want to be around. I have no clue what the source is thinking, or, you know, it's beyond my comprehension. So, you know, anytime people say God said this or God said that, I was like, I have no clue
Mm.
what God said. Even in my experiences, or what certain ascended masters have said to me, I try to not let that get too wrapped up in that ego play of like, I know what God says better than anybody else. I have no clue, you know, what God said, you know. It's hard to discern with physical words anyway, and why would you even want to discern it? Or I see it more as like treasure that I should not take for granted. I should cultivate, like, I really, whatever insights or darshans I have gotten on the path, I've really treasured those. And you know, like, try not to expose them to the glare of the outside world. If I give those treasures to people who need them, and give them upliftment on the path, but me, basically, I only give it to people who are worthy of hearing what I'm saying. That's what the best way I would say it. So they say in yoga, we only talk to people that can hear what we're saying. So it's not for everybody else. Let's say it like that.
I don't know. I feel like I'm just trying to like cultivate the best possible version of myself with the using the kriyas, but I feel like I'm like bearing my soul. I just feel very vulnerable, but maybe that's what I need to do. And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like this world's gonna break my heart, but I just need to just keep pouring as much love as I can into this world. And I do feel like every day I'm being tested, but I don't know. And sometimes I want to give this world the middle finger and just like I'm done. But I don't know. I just keep going, and no matter how many, people might hurt me, I'll still love them. And I don't know, just bring as much love and peace to this world. And I don't know, I can't worry about other people. I just got to do the best I can and keep moving forward. But yeah, being tested every day. Oh,
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, Timber just posted a comment real quick. He just says, "When the student is ready, the master appears."
Absolutely. So when you're ready, the master will appear and give you the kriyas and techniques to help you overcome what you're going through in the present moment. But I agree with you, Veronica. It's a total war zone out there. And believe me, when my guru told me to come back to the physical world, I was not happy about it.
Yeah.
I said, they're animals down there, they're monsters. Can I just stay in my cave? They're carrying negative energy, bad energy, and they're lying, they're cheating, they're trying to trick you in every kind of way possible. But when you have your Kavachum shield up and you have your techniques to help you overcome, it's a lot better. But I agree with you. This physical 3D world is not a pleasant place for people of higher consciousness, let's say it like that, or higher awareness. It's kind of ugly, but you have to enjoy the beauty that it has also, because it's also a spark of God. So even the negative things are still, in a yogic perspective of equanimity, it's still a good thing. So we try to stay equal. No matter what is perceived as bad is still good. So we live in a state of equanimity in yoga. Like, we don't judge good or bad. We all see it as a spark of God. Like, even though it doesn't appeal to you at the present moment, you say, well, God is everywhere and everything, so I guess that's God too, It's not really for my liking in this present moment, but maybe it's God trying to express himself or experience something in a different kind of way. So whatever it is, I always look at God as everywhere and everything.
I have a question about, I don't know, like I'm like being the witness, but when I want to be the witness of my life, I've noticed there are, like, my senses will kick in and I'll feel anxious, or like sometimes my heart's beating fast, or tightening in my stomach, or heartburn. I can control my mind, but I
Hold
can't
on a
control.
second. My headphones just died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I get anxiety and stuff. I just get an uneasy feeling in my chest, and I'm like, I don't know how
Yeah.
to calm it. And yeah,
Yeah, like I want to be detached, but then like my body decides something else. Well, I don't know. Vedagurudev was saying earlier that his daughter used his headphones. So
Yeah, so my daughter asked to use my headphones, and she went to sleep and left them out and didn't charge them. So there goes my headphones. So speaking of giving the outside world the middle fingers.
Right. You're ruining my class.
That's basically what I told her. I said, listen, these are my headphones I use for my yoga classes. Make sure you take care of them. You charge them. What did she do? Didn't put them back in the box and didn't
Yeah.
charge them. That's how it goes sometimes, So back
So
on manual headphones.
I don't know. Timber just posted laughing, crying face.
I
So I
think
guess
his name is Tibor.
Tibor. I'm sorry, Tibor.
Yeah, no problem.
I
What were
get
you gonna
I
say?
guess my question is like, my body doesn't want to be like a witness, because my body has decided on its own that it's going to like be like I'll feel anxiety, or my heart beating faster, like, or feeling anxiety. And how, I don't know, how can I control my body? I can control my mind, but I'm having a hard time controlling my body. How does a yogi stop this?
Yeah, so basically, you have to come to the realization that you are the king of your castle. Like you're in control. Your body, a lot of time, especially in my case, like let's say today, I wake up like oh man. So I have to wake up for the satsang like 7 a.m. and then my body definitely doesn't want to do it. It wants to stay in bed. It wants to go to sleep. So it always kind of puts those roadblocks in front of you, right? Because it knows in my case, if I get to my sadhana, it has no chance. Because I'm going to experience the breath of fresh air and the bliss by doing my sadhana. So I have to, it has to block me before I get there. So it does its best before you get into your daily sadhana routine to make sure to get you out of that routine, because it doesn't like it. So it's always putting obstacles and roadblocks in front of you, why you shouldn't do this, why you shouldn't do that, always putting doubts in front of you. Even in my case, you just have to overcome those doubts. Like even your physical body sometimes will be like, we can't do it today, we just can't. And you have to say, no matter what, we're going to overcome it and we're going to do it. I have my mind set on this, and I don't care what the ego says or that little devil on my shoulder says. I'm going to do this as best as I can. And so you basically, it's hard because your physical body gives you suffering, gives you pain, and it always tries to stop you from doing that. But if your physical body gives you pain, just do something that doesn't give you pain. We have so many kriyas in our Kriya yoga school that there's always something you could do, right? If you can't do physical postures, asanas, then do pranayama breathing or do meditation. And a good technique when your body tells you this, just use the technique Sudi, which is cleansing and purifying. Just if a thought comes into your mind, just detach and let it go. Just detach and let it go. You know, I'm not attaching to this thought. I'm just detached and letting go. I'm staying focused on my yoga sadhana today, and whatever thought comes, I just detach and let it go. Is I like the visualization like you're a mountain and you're unshakable and the clouds are passing your mountain. These are thoughts that come into your mind, but the mountain is not shaken by the clouds or the sun or the snow. It stays anchored and focused, and it can't be moved no matter what happens in the external world. So I understand out there it's a war zone. There are many distractions. My guru used to say, your whole life you've spent being distracted. Um, you've collected all these distractions. You're a master of distraction. Your whole life you've been finding comfort in the distractions of the external Maya delusional world. Throw all that away and go back to zero when you were a child and you felt blissful and happy just playing in the sun. So it it's a constant effort. It takes a lot of practice, but it's possible. Just it's hard to tell your body, like especially when you're in pain, that we're gonna overcome this, and I'm gonna do this no matter what, and I'm gonna have the discipline to keep moving forward. So, but it's definitely hard out there for sure, especially if you're in a state of pain or suffering. It takes a lot of practice to have the right kind of mindset to overcome it and tell your body, like, no matter what you say or what doubts you put in my mind, I'm going to overcome this and do it anyway.
So is the Purna Sudi kind of like a spiritual cleanse? Like not this, not that, or I don't know.
Yeah, it would be defined as a Purna means complete, Sudi means cleansing. So it would be defined as like a complete cleansing through your breath, right? So when you breathe, you're cleansing out. So that's kind of like the visualization I said in the beginning, like a wave coming into the shore, a wave going out to the ocean. Breathe in the new fresh air, breathe out the old stale air. So you're basically breathing in purity and breathing out ego, something like that. So it's basically the visualization is cleansing your whole body. So it's like a complete cleansing. That's basically what Purna Sudi means.
So the breath is so important. I just want to. I'm curious, like, what does it mean spiritually when someone's having difficulty breathing?
I mean, it's hard to say, but I would say if you're having trouble breathing, it's just a tough mountain to climb, But you have to persevere and you have to keep trying because it 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 wants you to get set in comfort in the pain, right? But you can't be defined by the pain, so you just if you have problems breathing, just try to overcome it as best as you can and try to do the best you can. Like and in our classroom, just go through the techniques of pranayama and see which ones work best for you. In our classroom, we have 6 cleansing pranayamas. Whichever one helps clear you out and get you through the day, that would be a great practice to put in your toolbox. So you more want to clear your body before you go into pranayama. So I would go through the cleansing techniques like nadi sudi, like alternate nostril breathing, and then we have the 6 cleansing pranayamas. So one of those should be able to help clear you out and get you through the day. So even in my case, sometimes like in Thailand, they got a lot of pollution, especially in Bangkok. So I like using these cleansing pranayamas to really get me back centered and aligned when you go into when you're having trouble breathing or there's a lot of pollution in the air. So in New Delhi in India, there's a lot of pollution. It's probably one of the most polluted places in the world. So these yogis have these techniques to really get them back centered in case they have to get on a train in New Delhi or get on an airplane and go somewhere. They like to recenter themselves and clear them out with these cleansing pranayamas that we have in our school. So I would just go through them and see which one works best for you. And once you find a technique that really helps you breathe better and clears you out, then I would just lean into it and do it as much as possible. And I would look for the opportunity anytime you have trouble breathing to use this technique. Like, oh, I'm feeling I'm having a hard time breathing today, so I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to lean into it as much as possible. And it's almost like, oh, you're going to give me trouble breathing today? Good. I'm looking for the opportunity to do my cleansing pranayama. I know exactly what I'm going to do, I'm gonna do Nadi Sudi. I'm going to, or, like, whichever. Like, a lot of these breathing techniques are good too, like how could I say, like, Like, like one of the cleansing pranayamas is like 5 stages. Inhale through your nose. And you kind of spit at the end. You're kind of clearing out that junk. You're kind of getting it out, like when you do it, like, you know, then you do it on the other side. So you're clearing it out, right? You don't want whatever's giving you a problem with your breathing to stay inside you. You want to get it out. So you're always trying to kind of spit it out, or you're kind of through your nostrils out, whichever way works best for you. So I would just go through those techniques and see which one works best for you. Put it in your toolbox and help clear out your breath. That would be my best advice.
Interesting you should mention that, because like right now I'm having like I'm not getting enough oxygen. Is that what was happening with you as well? Because sometimes that happens. I just like, even though like I can breathe deeply, I'm just like not getting enough oxygen, it feels like. So
Yeah.
and also I'm going next week. I have an appointment at the VA to check my nose, because I think I have a deviated septum. So a lot of times one or the other nostril will be clogged up, and I'm gonna get that looked at and see. It would be so nice to just have a nice clear nose to be able to always breathe through. But I think I have some type of medical problem possibly, but gonna have that checked into. But I
Yeah.
noticed you were doing the Pornasuti when I checked in here.
Yeah. That felt really good.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to start our classes. We always start that way, but it's a good way to start our satsang and give some people out there some basic techniques to help them get them through the day.
Yeah.
I don't know, our breath is so important. It's like that's how we like heal ourselves, with their breath. And then if you can't breathe, it's really challenging. But I'll just keep persevering. I don't know, I've been to the doctor and they've done chest x-rays and they say everything's good. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is something like beyond, I don't know, something spiritual. I'm just like, I have to like work through it. I don't know I'll just keep working and, do my Kriya practice. But I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I feel like something's like stuck on my chest. I don't know. I'm being tested, or I did something and I'm being punished. I don't know what's happening. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't overthink it. I would just not attach to it as much as possible and just kind of do the best you can and go. Don't even really think about it too much, like, because when you think about it, it gives it kind of energy.
oh, okay.
So if I'm going through something in my daily life, and I would just not try to think about it. I would kind of let it, like I said, kind of clouds passing in the sky. It's difficult because when you're in pain, you that pain always wants that attention. So, but if you just kind of not pay attention to it and try to let it go as much as it can, hopefully it dissolves. But some of these problems are lingering problems, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to get you out of the right mind space and put like doubts in your mind. My guru used to say, all the lower instincts or emotions are good food for your ego. It loves that food. It wants you to get in it. Like, yeah, think about this more. But if you try to think from a higher perspective or elevated consciousness, hopefully these things kind of dissolve over time.
Yeah. I'll starve it. I'm not gonna give it
Starve it.
attention.
Don't give that ego any food. Starve your ego, you know? It loves all these distractions and these lower emotions, everything. It's like a tasty cake for your ego. So try to starve your ego as much as it can, but it's a difficult task because you felt comfort in your ego your whole life. So trying to kind of reel that back and try to dissolve it is a difficult journey, let's say it like that. My guru always used to say, your whole life you collected all this trash, now throw it all away and go back to zero. So he would walk by me and say, Vedagurudev, doing your sadhana? Go back to zero and just walk away. Go back to zero. That's what he always used to say, you know? So maybe I should start going zero, zero,
Yeah.
zero. That's probably one I need to add into our ending.
Yeah.
So it is a good confirmation to like all this stuff you think you need, you don't really need. So travel light, my friend. All these yogis and these sadhus and these swamis, they travel only with the clothes on their back. So they travel light. So all the things you think you need, they don't really serve you in the present moment anymore. So travel light.
Yeah, so when I got back, I did a 52-hour fast
Mm.
just to like kind of purify, because I kind of, they eat good food, but they fry it in unhealthy oils, and there's also going out and eating junk food and stuff. But so I didn't eat as good as I usually eat here, and I felt like I needed to fast. I think it's a great idea to fast every once in a while. Do you ever do any fasts, Vedagurudev?
Me?
Yeah,
Every week, 24 hours. And pretty much every day I fast like 18 hours. I only eat one
yeah,
time a day, so I try to fast as much as possible. In yoga, they say we fast on Thursday, which is Guru Day. So they would always make a practice every Thursday to fast the whole day, only water. So yeah, I try to fast as much as possible. I think it's excellent way to purify your body and cleanse your body and just get your mind right. You think more clearly. Everything's more clear when you have no food. You're just fasting. So I would say if you want to lose weight, fasting is the lightning path. And you don't have to go to a stream. You could just do what you can. 12 hours, try to do 18 hours, try to do 24 hours. How much you said you did? 52 hours?
yes.
Oh, yeah, that's excellent. You
Yeah.
know?
I
So
did have
you,
some coffee with a little bit of honey in it, but so that kind of cheated a little bit, but I didn't have any food.
yeah. I mean, water or fruit juice or whatever, that's okay.
Yeah,
It's more about the food, But
right.
yeah, the longer you could fast, the better. And it really clears you out and helps get you into a better state. You know, you you feel refreshed and everything.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Is it possible like you could feel sick during a spiritual awakening?
Yeah, it's possible because you're
Yeah.
kind of getting all the junk, all the blockages out of your body. So and your body finds comfort in all that junk it collects. It loves it. So like when it doesn't have that, you kind of go through like a withdrawal kind of period where you could get sick. I know when I got on the yogic path,
Mm,
man, I didn't feel good for a long time because I was really getting all that junk out of my body, and my body tricked my mind like I need fast food. I need to drink Pepsi to, you know, but before I got on the spiritual path, my body really, my mind really tricked my body into thinking like, if you DJ all night, you need caffeine to stay awake. It's not possible for you to stay awake without caffeine. So it really tricked me. Like I literally drank like a liter of Coke every night, thinking I needed that to
Yeah.
stay awake. And when I started taking control of my life, I was like, I don't need that junk. That's, that's my mind is tricking me. So all those years of drinking Pepsi or Coke or whatever, it 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 didn't want to let that go. So when I flushed my body through like fasting or started drinking water, it was not happy about that, right? So I treated my body like an amusement park, and it wanted that amusement park to keep going. It didn't want the ride to stop. So it fought me for a couple months, but I overcame it on the other side better. So I would say it like that.
Yeah. I don't know. The body's really tricky. It'll like it is like your ego. It'll like talk you into things you don't need. Like,
Oh, definitely. It'll definitely trick you into that comfort food, that temporary moment of mouth pleasure, if you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
So do you take your meal in the morning? Is that when you eat, or during the lunchtime, or when do you eat, Vedagurudev?
In the morning, like after I do my sadhana, my yogic practice on an empty stomach, and after that I eat. You know, so I try. I don't want to eat when I do my asanas because you don't want that heaviness. You want to be more light when you do your asanas. So after I do all my sadhana in the morning, that's when I eat, and I eat one time a day. And
Yeah, that's
it
great.
in the Himalayan mountains, they say only eat what you could hold in your hand. I don't know if I've reached that state yet, but it's something to work up to. So they would only eat one time a day what they could hold in their hand. That was their rule. So I need to work on that better. Maybe I got two hands right now, but I'm looking to get to one hand. So. But yeah, fasting is probably the lightning path to definitely losing weight and clearing out and cleansing your digestive system and everything, getting all that stuff out. So, but yeah, I understand when you go to the Philippines that Jolly Bee is calling.
Oh yeah, golly, sure.
I was like,
uh,
oh, I like that Jollibee Filipino chicken, so let me go check it out. Right?
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in Los Angeles, right? And they have you know Veronica, they have a fast food chain called Jack in the Box, right?
yeah.
Like, and they had four tacos for $1, and I was like, oh, $1 for four
What a deal.
tacos? I like tacos, and I got $1. Oh, I was so sick I couldn't move for like 2 days. I was like, oh, that Jack in the Box tacos killed me. So the same thing. That Jollibee sounds like a good thing until you do it, and then the next day you're like, oh, I shouldn't have ate that. The chicken was so delicious, but I shouldn't have did it. Those Jack in the Box tacos, they tasted good for the first 10 minutes, but I'm dealing with it right now, you know?
Yeah, those Jack in the Box tacos are horrible. They fry. I think they fry it, and they're deep fat fried. I think, So yeah, can't be too healthy.
Oh, it wasn't healthy. It did me in for a whole day, that's for sure. Yeah. I had to be close to the toilet. Let's say it like that. You know. So stay away from those 4 Jack in the Box tacos for $1. They're treacherous.
So are
Yeah,
you
so
fasting right now? Today's Thursday for you?
Yeah, so
Are
I'm
you have
fasting right now. Yeah.
so why is Thursday Guru Day?
Oh no, that's a good question. So they always my I don't know. I don't really have an answer to that. My guru would always just say Thursday was Guru Day because they would say my guru would say the energy is the highest on Thursday. Let's say it
Mm.
like that. So you would want to fast and purify yourself the most on Thursday because that's when the highest connection is to your guru, you know? So they
Oh,
would say Babaji's day is Thursday, Guru Day. So they would they would do all their yogic practices on every day, but they would make a heightened effort to go the extra mile on Thursday. Let's say it like that.
oh yeah, so on my I told you one story I had about the guy who saw like a fairy on my trip, but I did encounter one other person at the airport, right? So I saw this old guy, and we made eye contact, and then I'm looking for a seat, like waiting for the plane, and like he was there, and there was an empty seat, beside him. And so I sat down right there, and he looked over at me and goes, "Oh, you're that," because I was wearing my Navy hat, and he's like, "Oh, you're that Navy guy." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so we started talking, and we were talking about, like the New World Order and, the Illuminati and stuff. I mean, it got into that, but he told me he was from somewhere on the East Coast, a big city up there, and he worked for the water plant. And he started telling me about that anti-abortion pill that they give. And he said they were giving them out free now. They would just mail them to people. And he said, he worked at the water plant, and he knew that when they take those pills, that it, gets peed out into the water, and then it goes into the water plant. And they have no way of getting that out of the water. So even after the water's purified, that is still in the water. So it makes its way back, to you, and you end up drinking it. And so who knows what that could be causing. But then we started talking a little bit about COVID and about the cures that they didn't want us to use, which is the ivermectin. I don't know if you've heard of that, but there's ivermectin and there's hydroxychloroquine or something like that. And so a while back I had bought, and what he also told me was like he was studying that, and he was like saying how the ivermectin it's a anti-parasite thing, and they give it to horses, right? But you cannot buy it, so except for like the horse version. So I did buy some of that stuff, just in case, because they say if you take that, that's gonna take care of your COVID if you catch it. But something got in my head. I'm like, maybe I should take that. Maybe I have some parasites, because he told me one of the things that they used it for was in Africa or something. They drank this water, and they would get from some parasite. They would get like a blindness.
Mm.
So I decided, and it's come up in my head like several times, like I'm being pointed to ivermectin for some reason, and so I started taking ivermectin. I've got the big horse tube of it, and it's apple flavored, so I just get like some applesauce and I put it in there, and I've decided I was just gonna use up one tube, and then and if I do have any parasites, because they really don't know what causes the macular degeneration. But I was thinking, maybe if I take a, round of that, that might help me. Or if I have any parasites that might be, doing something harmful to my body. So I've been taking the ivermectin. So you can do it. Didn't kill me. I was kind of scared to take it, but
Mm.
because it's, it's not the one for humans, but I mean it's the same thing, but labeled for farm use or whatever. But so yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. Maybe that'll cure my vision problems, but I don't really see any harm in it if I just do it for like a week or until that tube runs out. So
I kind of think I heard Joe Rogan, this was a couple years back, that he took that when he got COVID and it healed right up.
yeah,
So I think you're onto something.
yeah, and it just seems like it popped up in like multiple conversations I had, and it was just like for some reason it keeps popping up. So I think that's like a clue that like like how our masters or guides speak. They can't speak to us actually in our own
Hmm.
head. They present it to you in such a way that you see this, and then like you get the idea somehow, like a book or whatever. So anyway, I thought I'd just share that. I'm experimenting with that.
I just wanted to share Tibor's comments. He's got 3 of them. Um, I guess everything is in cycles of 0 to 9,
True.
and one day rest as a symbol, but also representing a part in the cycle. I think fasting goes there too for Guru Day, and then
Well put.
or like the way the 7th day was the day he rested after the creation.
On the 7th day he rested.
Yeah,
That's well put. Even God got to take a break. He got to take a day off, right?
yeah. You need it downtime.
Refresh. Yeah, you need some downtime to recharge your energy and get back to normal. So, yeah, if you have that perspective, like even God took Sunday off, then why can't you have a day off and get your energy right and get back to heal your body and get back to normal?
For sure.
So, why does meditation create so much saliva for a lot of people?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, that happens a lot in my case, like you get what's called amarita, which is called nectar, right? So like your saliva builds up, but they say it's because you're collecting divine nectar, which is called amarita, right? So I don't know. I'd like to know why it builds up so much. That's a good question because that's happened to me many times. Like I'll be in the middle of the asana and there's like so much saliva in my body that it's hard to breathe. Like I'm
Yeah,
not like choking, but like it's uncomfortable, and your body starts to panic. Like, what are we gonna do? We can't breathe. There's too much water in
yeah,
our mouth. And when you're in the middle of asana, it's not like you could spit or whatever,
yeah,
Yeah. So I tried to do K cherry mudra and like kind of push it up to my pineal gland, my third eye. Like that's the way I was taught. Like what do I do with all this saliva? And that's kind of they look at it. They call it amarita, which is nectar. So I'm constantly trying to push it up, like kind of dissipate it or like give nourishment to my pineal gland.
yeah,
That's what I would do, because they look at this too as like divine nectar. So they would say, don't spit it out or whatever. The same way they say that about prana, like we don't blow out candles, we don't do stuff like that because we're saving our prana when it needs to heal us. So I kind of look at it as like prana, like Amarita, like healing you physically inside your body, like use it to help nourish your. So I would through K cherry mudra, I would push it up to my pineal gland to kind of nourish my pineal gland, and give it that divine nectar to enhance it. But yeah, it even just talking about it right now, I can feel it activating.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
It's all right. So
No.
it's like, yeah, do it, you know. So
Oh no.
so yeah, but yeah, it's a good confirmation, but it's kind of awkward sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
especially when, like, if you're in the full wheel pose, you're like, you know, you're trying to
To get
push it
this
out
out.
so you don't choke. Yeah, so it takes some practice. But the best thing to do is when this happens is don't panic. Just kind of see the best way to kind of push it out. But in my case, this is my problem too. Like this happens to me all the time. So like when I try to read something, it's always kind of messing up my words, you know. So,
Yeah.
but it's okay, you know.
Yeah, I
So
read that in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika about the Amrita also.
Yeah, Emma.
And that
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
when you stick your tongue back, that kind of like massages it to make it come out or something. But
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, they say it's like divine nectar dripping from your third eye into your throat. So I would always send it back, you know?
yeah.
Like the third eye sends it down, I send it back to the
Yeah.
third eye. So it's our tug of war, let's say, you know. Like not now. And it has the tendency to happen when you don't want it to happen. It happens the most when you don't want it to happen. When you do want it to happen, it doesn't happen. So this is my constant struggle. Let's say it like that. So when you go into a, let's say a advanced asana like the plow pose or something, it likes to hang out there. For what
Yeah.
reason I don't know, but it likes to it comes when you don't want it. But the thing you need to do the most is just kind of breathe into it and just not panic, you know? Cuz if you panic, it 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 doesn't have the effect that you want, let's say it like that. So that's what my guru always used to say. When you find yourself in a difficult asana, just breathe into the stretch and don't panic. Just breathe into it and have the mindset like you got this. This is this is not a scary place. This is the place you want to be. So just breathe into it, and that's when you have the best dynamic, powerful asana experience, I would say. But it takes some practice because I definitely have got into some pretzel yogic postures where it was kind of scary, and your body has a tendency to panic when you get into those pretzel hard to breathe positions. But if you keep in your mind like you got this, just breathe into the stretch, you'll be perfectly fine.
Can you create too much and maybe that's why your body's trying to get rid of it? I don't know if that's a dumb question, but I don't know.
Well, there are no dumb questions. I mean, this is like saying, can you ever have too much money? You know, like
Yeah. Okay.
that's a problem. That's a problem you want to have, actually. You know,
I was just
so
wondering maybe it was full and it couldn't hold it all.
so too much divine nectar is a good problem you want to have. I mean, if your mouth gets too full and it's becoming like you choke, maybe you should spit some out. You know,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. I mean, I have to say, I'm not perfect with this either. I do spit it out sometimes too, May hopefully my guru is not watching from afar.
Like, don't judge me.
Vedagurudev, you just spit out that valuable Amarita. Baba, it was choking me, you know? Don't worry about it. Just deal with it, you know? So I have been known to spit it out, but when you're inserting asanas, it's hard to spit it out, you know? Like if you're in the full wheel pose and you're like, you know,
Yeah.
you're trying to breathe, you're trying to engage, you know, your bandas, you know, it's a lot. So you're like, all right, well, I'll just go through this, you know.
Yeah, so I did. I got on the David Wilcock, while he was live,
Mm,
and I made some posts, with the link to the free Kriya Yoga school, but the link was not clickable, so he might have something turned on to because he probably doesn't want advertising and stuff. So the link was not clickable. So the only way is like, and I tried to time it. Like what I'll usually do is I'll like have my message ready, and then when I
mm.
see that he's like looking at the screen and like answering messages, or if somebody does a super chat, because he usually always responds to that, then I'll like throw the message out. But I couldn't catch him on time, so it's going to be tricky to get him to say something about it or to get anybody to pay attention to it. So I don't know if that idea is going to work or not.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
was watching it at work, and he's talking about a soul's ascending, the people that have higher consciousness, and I
Right.
just typed in a question like, can Kriya Yoga help with ascending your soul? I hear it's the lightning path, but I had to go back to work, so I don't know if you read it, but I just kind of planted the seed.
Yeah, and
So
sometimes the chat, because he's so popular and there's like 5,000 people, it goes by so fast. So if he, it's very hard to catch him. But I did one time catch him, and I asked him something about the soul trap because we were talking about that with Chad and stuff. And it came up several times on different things I was watching, and I was just wondering about soul trap. Like, are we bound to just keep coming back here, and is there some evil entity like doing this to us? But yeah, he didn't believe in the soul trap, but yeah, about the ascension, that's very, that's what, he says he channeled Archangel Michael, and that's what Michael's telling him, that, and then he says it's going to be this year, some event's going to happen, it's non-catastrophic, because like they say, like a lot of times what happens is a solar flash, but it would like what happened in like the 18 somethings, it was called the Carrington event, and it blew out all the telegraph lines. But like back in those days, we weren't so dependent on electricity. But if it was much harder, I mean, these days it would blow out everything wherever it hit, and it could also fry life, but he's saying something like a solar flash will come, but it will not be catastrophic, and it will like kind of push us into like
yeah,
ascension. And
Mm.
so who knows what's going to happen, but I do feel something's going to happen. I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll stay ready so you don't have to get
Yeah,
ready, you know?
Yes.
What in yoga they say, no matter if it's the end of the world, let your samadhi be unshakable. So whatever happens, we got the tools to overcome it, and we'll just enjoy it with a smile on our face in a state of equanimity. Like, so I welcome the divine flight or the ascension. Please.
Yeah, because I mean, he describes it as something great to be looked forward to, and it's going to lead to the next golden age here on Earth, and so I tend to believe that. But
Yeah, absolutely. The all these yogic songs are like that. Like Marit Unja is like the fruit is detaching from the tree. You know, like symbolizing like taking the golden flight. You know, so all these yogis, their songs about like, please let me ascend and let me get into a state of mahasamadhi so I could leave this physical world.
I don't. Tibor had some comments on this too. I think life is an addictive experience,
Mm.
and that's why we keep coming back, because we're like that. That was awesome. Let's do that again. Yeah.
Yeah. So my guru would say 99% of these people are destined to come back because they're in love with the chain that enslaves them. Let's say it like that. They want to do it again and again and again. But us as yogis, we kind of pivot and change course direction, right? So I'm trying to go less, not more, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to make the same mistakes I made in the last incarnation in this incarnation. I'm trying to elevate and learn and grow and change directions, change course, so I can leave this physical plane and enjoy the ascended masters around the yagna.
What are your thoughts about like collective karma? Like maybe like the Nazis as a group, like how are they held accountable for their actions? But then it could be like a group that's positive too. But I don't know. What do you think about collective karma?
um, I I don't know if you can have collective karma. It's more a personalized, individual kind of
Mm.
thing. So you can't really be held accountable for the mistakes that other people make, right? Like, I don't know. Can I be held? Can it be my karma that the
I don't know, like
American government did something? Not really, you know? That's
yeah,
more their karma, not really my karma.
or maybe like if you saw something bad happen and you didn't step in to do anything. I don't know if that could be part of the. I don't know. That's a
Yeah,
hard question to answer.
yeah, that would be more that would be different because that's something that you can control in the present moment.
Mm,
Stuff outside you that you really can't control, you really can't be held accountable for stuff that other people do, you know?
yeah,
So, I mean, if something happens in front of you and you don't do anything, that's different. If something if a tree falls in the woods and you didn't hear it, did it really fall? So, if you went before the council of elders and they said Donald Trump ate a cheeseburger 10 years ago, that's your karma. You'd be like, what? How does that affect me? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, like, I'm trying to burn this mountain of karma I have. I can't be held accountable for something that other people does. That's their mountain of karma. So you I don't know if it's more of an individualized personal thing like karma in the present moment, I would say.
yeah. I just like think like you're in war, you're just following orders. But I guess it probably does come down to individual karma.
Yeah, I mean it depends like in war it's difficult. It's more their karma cuz they're forcing you to do something. It unless you want to do it. So I don't know. That's a difficult question to ask.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I don't know. Like in my personal state, I don't believe in war, and uh, it I don't think I could be forced into war. Don't test me on it, you know. But it doesn't resonate with me. Let's say it like that. Like hurting other people for a certain narrative is not my thing, you know? I'm not saying, you know, I don't know. I don't
yeah,
resonate with it. Let's
yeah,
say it in my present spiritual vibration, you know? So,
Yeah, when I joined the Navy, like it wasn't like I didn't want to go to war, and I didn't think any wars would come while I was in there, but I just wanted the adventure of it, and I liked the the environment of just like working with a group of people and like just being with them 24/7 and just, you know, I tend to remember like the good stuff. There was a lot of bad stuff too, but like I have a selective memory when I think about it. I'm like, I just remember like a lot of good times, but there was definitely intermixed in there a lot of bad shit that, man. But as far as the what we were talking about, I do think there's like a collective consciousness that can
Mm.
affect you. If like a lot of people are thinking bad thoughts, it kind of creates an environment where those bad thoughts might like enter
Mhm.
into your consciousness. And then about the other thing, being responsible, like I did hear like people in your family line, like with your genes, that can be some bad shit that they did or happened to them can somehow come down to you, like you have to end this, or I don't know, but I've heard something about that. So I don't know if there's any validity to that.
I mean, if somebody in your family did something, it's kind of the same thing. How could you be accountable for something that other people do? That's their kind of karma. So I don't know if you would have a genetic karmic thing, and it's kind of weird too. Like the bloodline you have in this incarnation, how does that translate into the next incarnation, you know?
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's more personalized and individualized. Like these would be, I mean, it's enough work just burning the trash mountain of karma I have in this life, and then I gotta burn other people's karma. Whoa,
Yeah.
man, this is a never-ending cycle, you know. And then I gotta, outside my family, I gotta burn my whole nation's karma. I gotta burn the whole world's karma. Whoa, man, this is too much work out here, you know. I'm having a difficult time just burning my trash mountain of karma in this life, you know. Other people's karma, I don't know, you know. Uh, in my personal opinion, I would say it's just the karma that you have from past lives. Like I said, in yoga they say pradrahar karma, agama karma, and sanchita karma, which is in this life you're trying to burn all the karma you created in other past incarnations. If you don't create no karma in this life, then you don't have no karma to burn. And if you burned all your karma, you don't have future karma. So like, just do the best you can with burning the karma you have, and just the best thing to do is just be the best loving, kind, compassionate person you could be in this life. And I don't see how you could go wrong. So you won't create new karma. You know, you live in a state of what's called a himsa, which is non-violence. You don't hurt people. You love people wholeheartedly, and see where it leads you. I don't see how you could go wrong. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, one time I had a Reiki session, and so they do something called an ancestral, like about what we were talking about, and like this woman was somewhat psychic, I think, and so I did the Reiki, the ancestral Reiki with me, and she told me that I had in my family line back in Switzerland, there was like these two families. One was my family, and then there was another family, and it was they were like feuding. It was like the Hatfields and the McCoys, and then that one of the opposing families raped the mom in my family, and a child was born, and then the father knew about that. He knew it wasn't his, and he rejected that child, and didn't like the child, and so that caused a big problem with that kid, and we did something about that, so maybe they say, oh, he's my ancestor, I'm going to tag along with him just like demons can affect you. You know, they might come and they might try to do something, you get you to do bad stuff or whatever. But so I really don't know, you know, about that. But what you said makes sense to me. Yeah. Well, yeah, all we can do is just be the best person we can be, and yeah. So, but yeah, I could imagine such a situation would have been very sad for that kid.
And why would you hurt an innocent soul like a child? You know, whatever incarnation they came into. So yeah, I would just I don't know, you know, just be the most loving, best person you could be in the present moment, and I don't see how you could ever go wrong, whatever the situation is. So once you start getting attached to like emotions and different narratives, then you're going down the wrong path, you know. So if you know, there's bad outcomes in all situations, but if you have the mindset of equanimity, like you see the good in everything, or you know, then you should be okay.
What I wanted to do is fly to Switzerland and like try to like research my family and see if there's any history of that. That would have been
Yeah.
fun to find out, you know.
Hmm.
I kind of feel like karma is kind of like your soul bank account. I mean, I think karma can give you freedom or it can be a burden. I don't know. I think karma works both ways. I don't know. I don't think karma is always bad. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, I don't think karma's bad either. There's good karma and bad karma. It's just your perspective or your mindset, the way you look at it. Like, you know, if you look at karma as good and you welcome it, then it will be good. So it's just the way you kind of look at the perspective of karma. But I look at, I mean, I don't really think about it too much, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. I just kind of do my sadhana, my yogic practice, and whatever happens, that's what happens. And I accept it wholeheartedly. So I don't really think about it like I do my yogic sadhana to burn this karma. I'm just doing it because it uplifts me. It makes me feel good in the present moment. So, burning karma is kind of like a byproduct of your sadhana doing it, but I don't really think about it too much, you know.
Yeah.
Like I better do I better hold the full wheel pose for 10 minutes because I gotta burn this karma off. That's
Yeah.
not how I think about it, you know. I do what I do, and whatever happens, that's what happens, you know. So. But like I was telling Paul, I don't see how you could go wrong with loving people and being compassionate no matter what happens in the world and forgiving and everything. You should be okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of feels like when bad things are happening, that's like, well, I'm just going to blame it on karma. It's kind of like, that's like,
Yeah, it's a easy thing to blame on, right? Like
yeah.
you're always trying to shift the blame, but my guru always used to say, if you want to blame somebody, go in the bathroom and look in the mirror and blame yourself. And instead of pointing that finger at other people, point it right inside. Like, I need to do better. Like, why does this affect me? Why does this hurt me? So you start taking responsibility for your actions instead of blaming other people. You take the blame. Like, I need to do better, and I don't need to let anybody's perception become my perception of me. So you start overcoming this, and you start uh, taking whatever obstacles come in your life head on. You know, like let's get it. You know, like I want it all today. Like give it to me. This is the best you got, ego. Let's dance. You know, so you stop being the victim and you start being more of the problem solver and the action taker, right? So that's what I would say. I look to
Yeah.
solve problems, not blame other people for the problems I have in my life.
Are you an American or an Americant?
There you go, Paul. Now you're talking, right? I am an American, not Americans. Yeah, so you know, as an American, we're taught that like pull yourself up by your bootstraps and let's get to work, you know? Oh, I just thought of Tibor is a Puerto Rican, not a Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
You know, it works for Canadian.
Yeah.
A
Puerto Rican.
Canadian, not a Canadian.
Can
Oh,
do attitude.
Mexican. We're Mexicans, not a Mexicans. You know, so
Yeah.
if it fits, fit it in there. If you have a CAN in whatever country you're from,
Yeah.
use that can do attitude to get you through the day. Like you begin to realize I can do everything. What can I do? Right? So
Yeah.
find those
That's like,
mountains and climb it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, it's weird to think that everything is like our beliefs. Like if I
mm,
like absolutely believed I could levitate, then pretty sure I could do it.
yeah,
It's just the mental
our
block
thoughts.
that I've been taught that that's impossible. So, yeah, it's just a matter of breaking that barrier.
True. When you break down that wall, you be surprised. It's almost unlimited what your potential, what you can do. I mean, pretty much everything in my yogic journey seemed impossible before I got on the yogic path. Let's say it like that. So you'd be surprised once you have the right mindset, anything is possible. So, like you said, if you really focused on the CT of levitation, I don't see how you couldn't do it, you know? Most of
Yeah.
these yogis don't try to do it, you know, because they see it as more of an ego play. But if you wanted to, I don't see why you couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think like our thoughts are so powerful and like the placebo effect, they're given medicine that like this will heal you and it heals them because they believe it will. So if you believe you can levitate, you'll probably be able to levitate. Just like
True. True.
see, Tibor says like when they broke running the mile in X time.
Mm, yeah, true. Okay.
Um,
Sandy has a question.
yeah. T- a question, thank you. I find myself regretting the way I cut some toxic people out of my life in the past. Wonder if it helps to reach out and explain my reasoning or simply forgive them and let go. That's the question I have too.
Yeah, so you have to kind of cut people out of your life because they become what's called energy vampires. They kind of steal your energy, but you shouldn't feel bad about it. Like people come, people go. This is this kind of the cycle of life. Like people you were friends with when you were in kindergarten, you don't see them no more. People just kind of go, come and go. And when you cut people out of your life, my guru used to say it's almost like magic. It's like the trash taking itself out. Because sometimes they'll just leave automatically, and it's almost like a blessing that they left. Like my guru said, the trash takes itself out. So you shouldn't feel guilty about it all. This is this things that happen in life that people come, people go, but you try to be the best person you could be, and you don't want to be attached to what other people do. So you shouldn't feel guilty about anything. My guru used to say guilt is an attack on your soul. So you don't want to attack your soul. You want to let your soul be free and not feel any kind of guilt or any kind of attack on it. So just realize that nothing is permanent. Everything everything has its cycle that it runs out of. So if you cut people out of your life, there's nothing to feel guilty about. It's just a purifying, a cleansing, like a spring cleaning of your inner house, you know? Like, I don't need these boxes in my basement no more. Let me throw them away. Let me clean out this dust. So do a spring cleaning of your people in your life. Put them in the trash can, take them to the curb. It's springtime right now. Let's clear out all the unnecessary people that bring you down and
Yeah.
drag you down, and don't let them drag you down. Only hang around people that uplift you and make you feel better in the present moment. People that bring you down, it's okay to cut them off. Nothing to feel guilty about.
That's
Yeah.
a common thing in Alcoholics Anonymous too, because I was a member of that group, and you got your drinking buddies, and like when you stop drinking, and they're over there trying to still get you to drink, and they just want to hang around and drink. You have to shed those people. So it's a kind of same principle.
Yeah, when you start to uplift your vibration, you can't really higher vibration beings can't hang out with lower vibration beings. Like cats and dogs don't relate, if you know what I'm saying. So apples don't relate to oranges or something like that. So like when you begin to uplift yourself, you begin to shed lower drinking buddies that you used to have because you can't relate to them. You don't resonate with them. You don't vibrate with them on the same frequency. And sometimes that's hard to do because, you know, your misery enjoys company, as my mother used to say. Like, I want Paul to be here drinking with me. I don't want him to be better, right? I don't want him to be uplifted, you know? I need misery, you know? I need company with my misery, you know? Misery, being alone is no fun. I need other people to be miserable with me so I
Yeah.
can enjoy myself. So I can feel better about my own misery.
I'll just read what Sandy she was just adding to her situation. I don't feel I'll put it up. I don't feel bad about it, but more so about how I did it, like a ghosting type of thing. Um, because at the time it was what I could handle. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta straight cut it, you know? Like, there's nothing to feel bad about. Like, that's probably the best way because if you just the switch is on and the switch is off, that's probably the easiest way to cut it anyway. So you shouldn't feel guilty about anything you did. You did what you did for the betterment of yourself. You should always uplift yourself and not feel guilty about anything you do. Like you're the king of your castle. You're in control of your own space. So just don't feel guilty about anything. Detach from all these lower emotions and just be happy and wake up with a smile on your face and enjoy yourself. And people are going to do, no one outside of you happens the way you want it to happen. So it's just sometimes better just to cut it off. I mean, that's probably the best, most effective way. Just one day I'm here, the next day I'm not, you know? Do better. You should have been a better family member or a better friend, you know? So other people should feel guilty about the way they treated you in the present moment. You shouldn't feel guilty. If you're doing the best you can and other people try to cheat you, scam you, or hurt you, then that's something they should feel bad about, not something you should feel bad about. You did the best you could as a friend or as a family member, and if they didn't respect it, that's their karma, not your karma.
And then Tibor, oh, let me go back to comments. Let me see. Tibor, his cycle of life equals circle of life. And then a circle.
Mm.
And then 0 to 9, anything and everything goes. It wouldn't be all inclusive if it didn't. And then uplifting vibration, descending vibrations, peaks and valleys, like charts and graphs, ebb and flow, contraction and expansion.
True. Well said, T-Boy. Peaks and valleys, my friend. Peaks and valleys. Not all peaks, not all valleys. Equal balance.
And then Sandy says, thank you, Gurudev and Babaji and friends.
Thank you, Sandy. All the glory to Babaji. So, all the credit to him. I'm just delivering Babaji's mail. So, Sandy, if you like what we're doing here, we have a free Kriya Yoga school, freekriyayogamasterclass.com, where we post a lot of inspirational videos. So, yeah, join us there.
I noticed we had like 60 some odd members on it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so we're growing every day. Yeah, we only had it. How long have we had it? Two months now.
Yeah.
So every day growing, and we obviously have our Kriya Yoga School Masterclass. Oh, right there. Yeah, if you want to go on a call with me and see how Kriya Yoga could help you, give you a Kriya Yoga roadmap and some steps to take, step by step. I reformatted our school so it's more like inline step, like start here, beginner course, intermediate course, intermediate course. So it gives you kind of a roadmap, a spiritual guide to kind of see if Kriya Yoga could help you. So if you want to get on a call with me, go to kriyayogamasterclass.com, click on the book a call button, and yeah, I'll go on a call with you, and we'll try to solve all your problems and see how Kriya Yoga could help you in the present moment. So I look forward to anybody who wants to get on a call with me. Let's try to solve your problems and be the best person we could be in 2025.
This is nice. Love you guys. I had the subscription and attended once or twice but then discontinued because I felt intimidated by the yoga. Oh, I'm sorry.
Nothing to be intimidated by yoga. Yoga's for everybody, so you shouldn't feel intimidated. There's a yoga practice for everybody. So
If Vedagurudev can do it, you can do
Yeah.
it.
there you go, Paul. If I could do it, you definitely could do it. So there's yoga practices for everybody. No need to get intimidated by any yoga. Everybody could breathe. Everybody could meditate. You know, I know some of the physical asanas look intimidating when you see them. Like, I could never do that. Believe me, I thought the exact same thing when I got on the path of Kriya Yoga. But there's something for everybody in yoga. So in our free Kriya Yoga school, I explain the five folds. You know, I give you some basic beginner meditations, some beginner asanas, some beginner breathwork pranayama. So Kriya Yoga is for everybody. No matter how old you are, no matter how flexible you are, no matter where you are on the spiritual journey, we have something for you. So we're always welcome. Everybody's welcome. Nothing to be intimidated. Go at your own pace, and everything will be great.
I'll read this for you, Vedagurudev. Sandy says the human mind is hilarious. And then Tibor said, true dat, Sandy.
True that. The human mind is hilarious. So if you could just witness your human mind as a detached witness, you begin to see the comedy show as it is, right? So that's kind of how I look at life, like a funny episode of Seinfeld, the hilarious joke of life, you know, not getting attached to it, getting my popcorn, just becoming the detached witness, just witnessing it, you know, enjoying my popcorn as a audience member watching the comedy show on the screen of life. The divine comedy. Well said, Tibor. The divine comedy of life. Absolutely.
I like the one with George where he couldn't fit another thing in his wallet, and he put one more thing in there, and his wallet exploded. Because I find myself jamming lots of stuff in my wallet also.
Yeah.
And that's a good metaphor for your mind. You're trying to jam a bunch of stuff into your mind. Don't make your mind explode, you know? You take all that junk, throw it all away. You don't need it in your mind. You know, it doesn't matter what who's president or what Kim Kardashian wore to the Grammys. Don't try to squeeze all that junk into your mind. Keep your mind clean and simple and basic. What do they call it? Minimal, right? Minimal stuff. Traveling light, my friend. What's in your mind today, sir? Nothing. Emptiness, right? A clear mind and a clear consciousness, you know? Not too much stuff jammed into my wallet, you know? Don't make your wallet explode with too much junk that doesn't serve you in the present moment. Keep your mind clear and easy, you know? Traveling light, my friend.
What would you say is true happiness? Like something that isn't temporary, real, or tangible. It's not like something you can buy, but if you can have real happiness or true happiness, what is true happiness?
I would say true happiness is inside you as you. So once you realize that you have happiness inside you as you, and happiness is not an external thing, it's an internal thing, then you could start to cultivate and enhance your inner happiness, right? You begin to see like buying stuff is only temporary happiness, but if I have inner realization of my happiness, then it's a permanent realization. So you carry that happiness with you throughout your day. It's not like a temporary thing like I ate some M&Ms and that gave me some mouth pleasure for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's temporary happiness. But if you realize you carry happiness with you always and it's inside you as you, and you don't have to buy nothing, you don't have to go nowhere, you just basically close your eyes and you will be the creator of your own inner happiness, then you will always maintain a permanent state of happiness because you've come to the realization of inner happiness, not external happiness. So carry that inner happiness with you all the time. So in Kriya Yoga, like Yogananda's place is called Self-Realization Fellowship. So he's realizing his inner self, and that is the highest goal. Same with happiness. When you realize your inner Ananda, which is your inner bliss or happiness, then you always carry that happiness with you because you realize that external things only bring you temporary happiness, but internal things bring you permanent happiness.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people carry lack, like, "Oh, I'll be happy when I lose all this weight," and then they lose the weight and they're still unhappy. I'll be happy when I get all this money, and they're still unhappy. If you could get to a place where I have everything I need, I'm happy, I love myself. I think a lot of people feel like they're lacking something. That would be amazing to get to that place where everything I need is within me.
Yeah, who would carry lack with them? That's kind of
Yeah.
ugly, right? That's
Yeah, but
kind of like
we're self.
destroying yourself.
That's what we do to ourselves. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
good enough.
know. Yeah, so we self-destruct ourselves with these projections we put on ourselves, lack and like I'm not worthy, or why should I do that, or don't attack your soul. Let your soul shine.
Yeah,
Don't put these weights on your soul. Shed them off. You don't need it, right? This does not serve you. This lack in the present moment, or this guilt in the present moment, does not serve you. Let it go. Burn it in the fire. Detach, let go. Detach, let go.
yeah. I am enough.
I have all
Yeah,
the tools and the
yeah,
realization that I need in the present moment. I don't need anything else, right? I have my
yeah,
shield up, protecting me from the outside world. I understand it's a total war zone. It's a total minefield out here. All these projections. I should buy this car so my neighbor thinks I'm cool, or I should kill myself at work because I want to have more
yeah,
zeros in my bank account. Like, I understand all these projections, but like I was saying earlier, it's if you just, my guru used to say, you've collected all this junk, Vedagurudev, throw it all away and go back to zero. So just go back to zero. And yes, inner Ananda is ultimate goal to have. And in our advanced class in our Kriya Yoga School, um, we have Ananda Bliss meditation. So if you get a chance, Tibor, check that out in our Kriya Yoga School Masterclass. It's in a advanced classroom. It's also in the meditation classroom. I think
mhm.
it's number 10, but yeah, that's a good one. Go to your happy place, my friend. It costs nothing. You are the creator of your happy place, and just be as happy as you can.
Yeah. And then Sandy says, yes, true self acceptance unlocks all.
True. Just be happy who you are in the present moment, and don't let anybody's projections become your projections of yourself. Always be the best person you could be in the present moment, and you can never go wrong that way. So love yourself wholeheartedly as much as you can, and don't let anybody tell you who you are. You know who you are, because you're the king of the castle. Love
Yeah.
yourself wholeheartedly, and if other people love you or not, it really doesn't matter. It only matters if you love yourself and you're happy with who you are inside you as you. So if you have that true self-acceptance, you can never go wrong. And no one's projections can become your projections, because you know who you are, right? If somebody tells you who you're not, you don't believe them, because you know you have self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-acceptance, and you're happy who you are
Yeah.
inside you as you.
So, like, the whole purpose of this life is to find yourself and remember who you are.
Yeah, the purpose of this life is to be as happy as you can, as loving as you can, and you already know who you are. There's this, my guru would say this, there's too many boxes in front of your door, Vedagurudev, right? So we become masters of distraction our whole life. So it takes some effort to reel that back and throw away all those boxes that are blocking your door. So once you become self-realized, no one can tell you who you're not. You know who you are. So the more of the journey is this kind of coming to that realization. And when you realize that that realization is not out there, it's inside you as you, then it's easy to do that work. All you have to do is close your eyes and meditation. Go to your happy place, your Ananda bliss place, you know, you are the creator of your happy place. So no one can, you don't have to go anywhere. My guru said a funny thing one time. He said, you see all these people coming to India to find enlightenment or find true happiness. Don't they know all they got to do is go in their closet and close the door and be alone with themselves, and they will find true happiness, right? So most people are looking for like a microwave, a lightning path to get to self-realization. But it's pretty simple. Just be alone with yourself and self-observe yourself. At the end of the day, I like the practice of self-observing myself. I could have did that better, or I was proud that I did that today, and tomorrow's a new day, and just be the best person you could be tomorrow. So just realize that you have all the tools you need inside you as you, and you could be as happy as you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to spend no money. Just be the best person you could be in the present moment. And if you need some tools to help get you there, join our Kriya Yoga School Masterclass or join the free Kriya Yoga School, and I'll coach you and guide you on the path for sure. You know, we'll take this journey and we'll walk it together. You know,
Yeah.
I'll make sure you get to where you need to get to. You know, we don't leave any yogis or yoginis behind. We take everybody. We uplift everybody. So if you make the effort to join our school, then I'll make the effort to make sure you get to where you need to get to and solve all your problems. And I will be your personal therapist, and I will answer all the questions that you need, and I'll direct you to the techniques that will help you get there the same way it helped me get there. Or yeah, if you want, get on a call with me, and we'll solve your problems together. And I'll give you a spiritual roadmap to help get you there, free of charge.
On a more esoteric topic, relating back to the book I'm reading, do you think that the gods once lived here on Earth with us? Because in the book I'm reading, what happened, the fall of the angels, and then they mated with human women, which was prohibited by God, and then that created the Nephilim giants. And then when they mated with other humans, that created a lesser it kept going down and down as it got crossbred. But like I believe, like in the David and Goliath, that Goliath was most likely a Nephilim. So as far as like that goes, because almost every like religion has the story of giants and stuff like that. And some of these Hindu gods, just wondering like what they are or what they were, or like they might have been embellished in some of these paintings because it's so far back. But I kind of believe that the gods, you know, did reside here on Earth with us, and along with the giants, the evil ones. What do you think about that?
I mean, could be. It's hard to tell, you know? Like I try to live more fixed in the present moment. So if I go outside and I see a Nephilim or a giant, then I would be like, okay, then they're here. So my guru always used to say, don't get too attached to the stories. These are good stories around the campfire, but do what uplifts you in the present moment. So, I mean, it's possible. I mean, maybe in this present moment, gods are among us right now, you know?
Good
I
point.
mean, they they might not be in the same physical reality as us, but their presence is still here. So, I always say when I do my yogic practice or my sadhana, I'm always in the presence of gods, right? Or my ascended masters or spiritual guides. So Veronica asked me one time in a satsang before, are you ever lonely? I said, I'm never lonely. I don't know how all these gods fit in this room. You know, it's full packed. I can barely breathe. There's so many gods in my meditation room. So yeah, so I always feel their presence, even though they might not be in a physical reality or realm or dimension that we are. Their presence is still here, and they're always available for guidance whenever you need it, right? So they're not physically available to touch and feel, but they're always around, I would say, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So always feel their energy. So I wouldn't say there was a time frame that gods were here and now they're not. I would say they're always here. They're just not in a dimension that we could perceive with our physical mind, I would say, our biological mind. But they are around and they are ever ready for guidance. I posted a Babaji quote. I think it was yesterday, the first one. It was like, Babaji's guidance is ever ready if you're wholeheartedly ready to surrender to him and have devotion to Babaji, I would say. So I would say they're always around. They're waiting for your call.
I also kind of wonder if these higher dimensional beings use technology, like if they might even come down in a spaceship or something.
I mean, I would say, in my perception, their technology is more spiritual conscious based than a physical space. Let's say it like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They don't need a spaceship because they could travel through their mind telepathically.
I don't know. Sandy says that same. I chat with the spirit realm daily and throughout the day. They are ready, willing, and more than excited to assist us.
Yeah, I would agree with Sandy. They're waiting for your call, right? So all these spiritual techniques we do in Kriya Yoga are basically to align ourselves and clear out all the junk and unblockages like in the chakras and the Sushumna Nadi. So we have a direct connection to the divine, let's say. There we're clearing out the static on our radio signal, right? So we have a clear connection. There's no blockages or whatever. So if in our school we taught a technique in our Saturday class how to have a direct connection to Babaji, and that's basically what it is. Where they're waiting for us, we just gotta clear out. We gotta do the spring cleaning of our inner self, of our soul. So we have a clear ashram, a clear temple for God to visit us, you know. But they're definitely waiting for us. I definitely feel that, right? So however you make the phone call to whatever deity you pray to, then they're waiting to answer your call. So when we do mantra japa or we do the bija mantras, we're calling the direct phone number that resonates with the deity of choice.
Well,
Did
I'm
you?
out of questions.
Oh, I was waiting for you, Paul, because I always interrupt you.
Was there
I have
another
a question.
question from Sandy?
Yes.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
yes, we are all vibrating and aligned.
Yeah, so we are all vibrationally aligned. I would agree. It's just basically attuning yourself consciously to the correct person you're calling through mantra japa or through your yogic sadhana or for meditation, whatever choosing technique you used, then that aligns you with whoever you're trying to contact. And then you become to the realization that it's not a dualist perspective. It's more of a oneness perspective. Like when I do puja in the morning, I don't need to pray to Shiva because I am Shiva. Basically, it's almost like a mirror reflecting back to you, like, you know. So once you have the realization of you are the deity and the deity is you, then you have that oneness with the duality. So you don't you begin to realize that the oneness is the real answer, not the dualist, right? Like Jesus is over there and I'm over here. I am Jesus and Jesus is me. And they don't want you to kind of come to that realization because it's hard to monetize that. Let's say it like that. So, uh, uh, the more spiritual path is with with no dogma and more oneness. Let's say it like that.
Sandy says, Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Absolutely. Hari Har Mahadev, right? Shiva is the greatest, you know? And if you want to see a very excellent Shiva celebration, we had a great Maha Shivaratri celebration. I don't remember when was that. February 26th.
Yeah.
So we did a 6-hour live stream, all to the glory of Lord Shiva. So great mantra japa, great stories, great praise to Lord Shiva always. So
I have a question, but I'm kind of hesitant to ask it. But
why? No
I don't.
hesitation. Give it to me straight.
Okay. Is it possible for a regular person to have CD powers all along, but they were just lying dormant until a moment of like stress or the adrenaline rush? Or is it just the, I don't know. So I have a story. Like my first husband, I don't know. He was pounding in my chest with his finger, and he was like, "Give me money. I want to go out with my friends and have fun." And I just spent all our money on rent, and I had gone to heroic efforts to like get all the money, like getting change out of the couch and the car and putting it into rolls and taking it to the bank. And he's pounding my chest with his finger, and he's just in my energy. And I just pushed him as hard as I could, and he hit his head against the wall, and I knocked him unconscious. But it was just like I don't know. I was like, I thought I killed him, but then he like snapped out of it, and he looked at me like terrified and pissed off at the same time. But then after that, I just called my parents. I'm like, you need to come. I need to come home. I know you rented out my room, but I just need to stay on the couch until I figure out what I'm gonna do. But I'll have moments where I'm like really strong. I think it's like this adrenaline rush will like come over me. I don't know if that's a CD power, but I'm like I can be really strong in moments like where I feel like I'm threatened. So I don't know if that's something everybody has, but yeah, it just lies dormant in me. And people think I'm just like this nice kitten. I'm just like, but I know that I don't know. I can be like a bear, and I don't know if I'm explaining it right. So
Yeah, I would definitely say your CD powers are dormant. They always say that in yoga. They say everybody has CD powers. They just don't realize it, right? So only these yogis realize it and have a connection and know how to bring these CD powers out, right? But they don't believe that they're special in any kind of way.
no.
They just had the realization of how to enhance it and cultivate it in the present moment. So that's basically, they all believe that we all have unlimited potential inside us as us to do whatever we want. We just need to come to that realization or do the proper steps to enhance and cultivate that and bring it out. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
go on, Paul.
I was just gonna say that's an amazing story. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've never really talked about it, but it was just something I've been thinking about. Like, where did that come from? But it was just like I now I'm like, he was like in my energy, and I just wanted him away from me, and I just pushed him as hard as I could. So
But yeah,
yeah,
women are just as strong as men. I think they can be. You know, they're in the military and everything, doing the same jobs. So, but yeah, something about the adrenaline too. Yeah, if you get like, yeah, I can imagine that would double your strength or more.
yeah, and then probably like when you raise your vibration, things happen. Like when you're like get to like such a high level, you probably can access those things. But I don't know, like you've said, Vedagurudev, it's just like a signpost of like where you are. I don't want to be attached to it. So I
True.
guess it works both ways. But yeah, humans, it's amazing what we're capable of. Oh,
Absolutely. Unlimited potential.
Sandy says, I got goosebumps listening to that story.
Mm.
Yeah, I never really, I think this is like the first time I've talked about it. You can learn to master that energy and harness it.
Yeah, so that's basically what we do in our Kriya Yoga school. We realize our inner energy. We harness our breath with pranayama. We harness the physical postures with asanas. We harness mastering the mind with meditation. So we're basically harnessing our prana through pranayama. We're aligning it in. We're embedding it in our breath. We're mastering our mind and our energy with meditation, and yeah. So we're just basically aligning and cultivating our Shakti and our prana inside us as us, and saving our energy for a rainy day when we need it. So we're basically harnessing our energy and taking control of our inner energy. So pranayama means controlling the prana in your body. So we're controlling the prana in our body. We breathe from our root chakra to our crown chakra. So we're aligning it up and down. We're kind of centering it on the middle track, our Susimna Nadi, when we breathe. And same thing, we're mastering our mind. We're harnessing our inner divine power when we do our practice. So that's an excellent way that Sandy put it. We're mastering our inner energy and harnessing our inner energy, and cultivating it and enhancing it and aligning it and centering it in our body when we do our practice of Kriya Yoga.
Yeah, I just thought of something. My mind went to secret societies for some reason. And then I was thinking about how yoga was, in some sense, a secret society because before I found you, I was with that Russian group. Well, I don't know if they're Russian, but they're nationwide or worldwide group called Ananda something or other. But I wanted to learn everything, and I hear them saying, no, we're gonna give you like the basic, but if you want the full deal, you have to come and get initiated. And I'm just thinking like how you're really like a pioneer. You're the first one that is offering this to the world without having to be in person. And just wondering why they kept it a secret, basically, or what's the reason for that? Yeah.
In Veronica's interview, she asked me this question also. The reason they keep it a secret, or like an oral in-person tradition, because they would say we only talk to people that can hear what we have to say. So these yogic techniques have been cultivated for thousands of years, and they don't want it to be in the wrong people's hands, right? Or people who are not worthy of teaching yoga use these techniques wrongly, right? So they kind of have that kind of mindset, which is kind of, in my mind, like an old school mindset, Because if you could help anybody with Kriya Yoga, why wouldn't you? It's meant to help people overcome whatever problems they have in their daily life and solve their problems. And from being a member of our school, if you integrate Kriya Yoga into your daily life, you live a more blissful, happy life, right? It helps you look for opportunities to overcome any problem you have in your daily life. So I would I don't know why they keep it kind of secret. Like they're not too technology based, so they don't recognize technology. Like when I was in the Himalayan mountains, there was no phone service, there was no internet, so they don't really. They're kind of set in their old school kind of way, right? And they don't. How could I say? They don't want to break the tradition of the lineage or the parampara, as they would say, like to bring unworthy people into their lineage that they see unworthy. But I see everybody as worthy, right? Like Kriya Yoga is an excellent tool to help people around the world, and why wouldn't you if you have the opportunity? So I really look at our Kriya Yoga school as a real opportunity to help as many people over the internet being better people and uplifting them and helping them overcome their daily struggles with the practice of Kriya Yoga. So it's almost like, for me, it's like playing it forward. Like Kriya Yoga has helped me become a different person night and day, and I want to give that to everybody around the world night and day. So, I don't know, and I don't know, in 2025, I don't think it's necessary to get on a plane and go to the Himalayan mountains, look in a bunch of caves to help people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hello, beautiful people. Hello, Mariana. Welcome.
And
Oh, wait.
Sandy's, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, you
Okay.
go ahead.
Sandy says, awakening and healing to all.
Absolutely. Awakening and healing to everybody. I want everybody to be the best person they can be. I want everybody to be pain free. I want everybody to be spiritually awakened and healed and live happy, blissful lives. That is the best payment of all. You don't need to pay me money or fly to Thailand to see me. Be as happy as you can inside you as you in the present moment.
Let's
So,
just all pool our money and build an ashram
yeah.
in Vedagurudev's backyard. We'll put like a bunch of little cabins back there, and we'll all just live there.
Well, you might be surprised. You put that energy into the universe, you might get it.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Ooh, ashram, I'm all in. I don't know, we're all excited about it. Maybe we can make it happen.
Well, we have an online ashram,
Yeah, we
at our
do.
Kriya Yoga school. So we have meetings there. We have a Saturday class where I'm always available to answer all our members' questions. So in the meantime, we have a online internet ashram that you're all welcome to join. And yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully one day when our finances are correct, we will build a physical ashram in Thailand or wherever it needs to be. That would be excellent.
Sandy says my partner and I have been wanting to go to an ashram. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. We put it out there in the universe many times already. So when the timing's right, what they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
How would yogis deal with demonic presence in a house or just that's attached to you?
Oh, that's a good question,
Yeah.
Mariana. So well, my guru always used to say that demonic presence are scared of people like us because we carry divine energy. It's like it stinks to them. Like they don't want to come around. They want more easier targets than people who are vibrating on a higher frequency, right? So we demonic presence, we laugh at them like the joke they are. So they have no control over us because we're not scared of them. As a yogi, we stay in a state of fearlessness all times, no matter what happens. Like, I like when Babaji says in the voice of Babaji, death is a joke to me. I am the death of death. So if we're not scared of death, we're not scared of anything. You know, demonic presence is almost like kindergarten to us, right? Like, come on, you know, like you're joking over here, right? So we laugh at the demonic presence, so they don't have the control that they want. The lower frequency of fear, we're not in that frequency. We're in a higher frequency of fearlessness. So they don't have the control, or we laugh at them like the joke they are. Like we welcome the dance, right? Like that's the best you got, demon. I'm ready to dance with you anytime. But they don't want dancing partners. They want people that are scared and who buy what they're selling. So if you were to deal with demonic presence, like let's say there was a lingering demonic presence, I mean, I would burn some sage, I would burn some incense, and just let the demonic presence know it's not welcome. And there's one Sita who's named Agastya, who they call him the demon killer. So when Shiva was getting married to Parvati in the north of India by like Kailash, they sent Agastya to the south of Thailand, which is called Tamil Nadu, to make sure the demons didn't get out of place while Shiva was busy getting married. So they call him the demon killer. So if you really have some demonic spirits that are bothering you, I'll give you Agastya's mantra, and anytime these demons come, just say Agastya's mantra. I'll give it to you in private in our school. So if you would like that, Mariana, I'll give it to you. So anytime you feel a demonic presence, call Agastya, and he will slay your demons for you, because that's what he does. He loves to eat demons. He loves to slay demons. So anytime there is a situation that your normal sadhana can't be solved, we call Agastya to give us some added assistance, and he's always looking for a demon to slay. So if any of our Kriya Yoga School members need that, just message me in our on the school chat, and I'll give that mantra to you. I'll give you mantra diksha for Agastya. Or maybe in this week's class, we give it to everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Just in case.
I was
Just in case.
I wanted to.
Yeah, I was just thinking, send it to me.
Yeah. So why keep it secret, you know? If you're in our Kriya Yoga School, I will give you the mantra for Agastya this week in our Saturday class to slay your demons wherever they're at. And it'll be in our PDF notes. So our 57th class, I will have Agastya's mantra diksha, Shanti mantra diksha. So that's a good one. Yeah, Paul, last week you saw, you asked for the exact techniques where I got on the path of Kriya Yoga, Babaji Sanyama. So that was in this week's class. You saw it, right?
Yeah, thanks.
Yes. So no problem. Yeah, that was a good idea. Actually, I think I said Paul's on fire this week.
Yeah, you were.
asked a lot of good questions. So I was like, sometimes I need a kick in my butt, like, oh yeah, Babaji Sanyama, that's the class this week, you know? So by Mariana saying this about demons, I'm like, I had a click in my brain, like, oh yeah, that's a good mantra.
Yeah.
I'm giving that to all of our students this week in our Saturday class, you know? Agastya's Shakti mantra diksha. So yeah, in our school we have a lot of powerful mantras. So Tibor resonates with Jesus, which on Christmas we had a Yeshua mantra diksha, which was Jesus's direct mantra. Babaji's surrender. Whatever Shiva mantra diksha. Yeah, so we have a lot of powerful mantras that we say in our
Yeah.
class. We don't say them over the internet because we don't know who's listening, but inside our class we have a lot of great. We actually have a mantra classroom which has
Mm-hmm.
10, 12 mantras that are really powerful. Veronica is a chef, so she likes the food mantra. We have the Kavachum shield mantra for protection. So we're mantraed up with mantra japa or mantra diksha inside our Kriya Yoga school.
Yeah, that's a good incentive to join. And I keep thinking you're going to run out of things, but like you just got an idea for a new meditation mantra. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like you keep coming up with new ideas.
Yeah, I don't think we'll run out of ideas. We have
Yeah,
endless ideas, and our students always give ideas, that sparks me like, oh yeah, you know, Demon Slayer, Agastir,
ex-
yeah, excellent, right?
yeah,
So, yeah, so when I first got on the path of Kriya Yoga, my first couple months were chaotic, let's say, right? I had bad dreams, but it was basically me just exhausting all the negative energy that I held on to my whole life, right? So this was recommended to me at that time to kill my inner demons that I've been holding on to that didn't want to let go of me, right? Because when you treat your body like an amusement park, like I did before Kriya Yoga, those negative energies that are attached to you don't want to let go. So it's a struggle in the beginning, right? Like the ego wants to fight you. It doesn't go down with a fight. Let's say it like that. So when I decided to get on the spiritual path of Kriya Yoga, they fought me for a while, right? So this was recommended to me by my guru Agastya's mantra to help kill those inner demons that you're fighting with, or the physical demons, or whatever. So, you know, like if in the yogic tradition, if hopefully you never do, but if you cross paths with a demon and you have Agastya's mantra in your pocket, by all means, give it to him. you know,
yeah,
but it's almost like it's a 100 times super powerful holy water, right? So they definitely don't want to meet Agastya on the battle plane. Let's say it like that, So this is a good one, and that's a good idea, Mariana. I'm glad you brought that up. So in our 57th class, is 50, yeah, 57th class Agastya mantra uh diksha. Plus we'll be reviewing what we learned last week, which was the 5 mudras, and it was Babaji Sanyama. We'll go over that again. Those are all very powerful.
I'm sure the Jesus one would be good for demons as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, any of these are pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Anytime you say God's name or any deity's name with love and devotion in the presence of darkness, oh, you're shining like a super lighthouse light into the darkness that doesn't want any light, if you know what I'm saying. So we always, no matter what mantra we say, we always carry the light, like I like when they say in the Bible, yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. So if you have that kind of light perspective, you are a light worker bringing the light to darkness. You don't hide under your bed they hide under their bed. So that's what I'm saying. They don't want that light to be shined on them for sure. So yeah, bring the light to the darkness. That's what I would say in any situation.
Yeah.
Did you ever ask your guru anything about demons or jinn? Have you heard of like tales of jinn or anything in the India?
Yeah, I have, but he always said the same thing. Like I just said, this we carry the light. We carry the inner Jyoti, which is the inner light, the inner Deepam, the inner light, the inner lamp, the inner torch. So these lower frequency beings, these dark energies, don't want to be around people with the inner light. So we have zero interactions because they want to go to people that are vibrating on a lower frequency. When you're vibrating on a higher frequency, you laugh at them like the joke they are, like, get out of here, you know? This is kindergarten. This is light work, you know? I'll dance with you anytime, right? But they they don't want to dance with you, let's say it like that. So that's why I kind of preference that with saying if you're doing your inner work, it stinks to lower frequency. They want easy targets or people who can relate to them. If you laugh at them like the joke they have no power. Let's say it like that. Their currency is fear. And if you're not in a place of fear, they have no money. Let's say it like that. So, but they're around, but they don't come around people like us. Let's say it like that. And if they do, they get a bad surprise. And, right? Like, oh, I've been waiting for you. Where's my Agastya mantra? I got you right now. Let me pull out my malas and my Raksha beads and let's get to work. So they'll run for cover quick. They hope you don't understand who Agastya is, or you don't have any kind of spiritual techniques to uplift you. So
Sandy says, I've worked as a psychic and a medium since 2019 and have done over 3,000 readings. Nothing negative has tried to creep in. I don't operate in fear currency.
well
Yeah.
said, Sandy. Yeah, true. Like if you're aligned and you're on a higher vibration, and to be like a psychic, you would have to be on a higher kind of frequency, right? You're not going to get spiritual intuitions on a lower frequency. So if you overcome and stay in a state of fearlessness, then like she said, she's done over 300 readings, and none of these negative energies or lower frequencies ever try to come around. They stay away, right? Like, let me go to the next house. They're in a fear-based frequency. This house is off limits, right? So in yoga, they would say, like, all the yagnas we do, it creates like a kind of force field around your house and home where it's more carrying divine energy, and lower frequencies are not welcome. So like I always say in yoga, if God comes to your door, don't leave him out in the cold and rain. But if your ego comes to the door, leave him out in the cold and rain. So the ego never comes to my house because he knows I'm going to leave him outside in the cold and rain. And I don't want to play games with him. I don't believe his his lies, or, like I said before, liars tell lies. I just laugh at him like the joke he is, so he has no control, People get discouraged when you laugh at them. You don't believe their stories, right? Like, so I don't believe their stories. So I'm like, get out of here, So they go somewhere else. But that was well put by Sandy. Like, she's done over 3,000 readings, and No negative energy has ever tried to creep in.
You guys don't see my comments. Well, next time. I thought I had read all her comments.
Is there another comment by Mariana? Mariana, send it again. I don't know if we did see
I
it.
thought I got her last one about the yogis with demonic presence in a house.
I don't see
I
it
don't
either.
see.
Yeah. Maybe send it again. I don't know why it didn't
Yeah,
come through. The
yeah,
last one I saw was the demonic presence,
yeah,
which I already addressed. Yeah, if you have a question, Mariana,
yeah,
feel free to send it again. I don't know why it didn't show up, but
Maybe a demon was blocking it.
yeah. We need to pull out
that
that Agastier.
oh that those dirty demons blocking our YouTube comments. I got something for them.
Yeah, that's the
Right?
only comment I see from her.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, if you can just send it again.
I know you were talking about Jesus before. I think my favorite story from you is when you were on your travels and you saw the tree in the middle of the river, and you asked about it. Like that's Yeshua's tree. I think that was like
Hmm.
a beautiful story.
Yeah, so
Um,
when I'll tell it again for everybody who hasn't heard it. So I was in Hydrocon, Hydrocon Baba at his ashram, and every let's say every night at 4 a.m. we would go to do what's Brahma Mahuta, which is basically we would meditate by the river, and this is Brahma Mahuta is when they say is the highest vibration. So all yogis like to be in a meditative state or samadhi at 4 a.m. because they feel that's the highest vibration of the day. So we were by the lake and there was a big tree in the middle of the lake. There was no other trees around. And I said, Baba, why is that tree in the middle of the river? Like, how is that possible? There's no other trees. And he said, that is Yeshua's tree. And I go, Yeshua? You mean Jesus? Yes, that's Jesus's tree. And I was like, why did they call it Jesus's tree? Because when he came to India, that's where he meditated. I go, so that is the exact tree that Jesus meditated at when he came to India. He was like, yes. I was like, okay, I'm going to it. So let's go. He didn't want to go, so I went because it's more of a raging kind of river. So you kind of got to cross the river way up here and kind of drift down to it. So it's not recommended. So I went to Yeshua's tree and I meditated out there and I had a profound meditation under Yeshua's tree. So they my guru told me Yeshua is our yogic brother. I go, why? What do you mean? Because in these CD powers that he has, like let's say Maha Samadhi, where he could not only go but come back, resurrect himself, right? These were CDs that high level yogis have taught him, they would say in the yogic tradition. So, as you know in our class, we look at Jesus, Christ consciousness, as a high form of yoga, right? So we respect Jesus. We look at him as our yogic brother, as they would say in his mantra, a yogi from outside of India, but still our brother, right? So Jesus, when you go to self-realization fellowship in Pacific Palisades in California and at Los Angeles, they have a picture Krishna, Jesus, Babaji, Yukteswar, Lahiri Messiah, Yogananda, right? So they all look at all these ascended masters as equal, right? So Jesus and Babaji are on the same frequency, let's say. A physical master that has achieved Mahasamadhi and transition to the physical plane. I mean, to the higher astral plane, right? I would say, right? So we look at Jesus as our yogic brother always. Let's to make a long story short. But yeah, Christ consciousness, the that is all a yogic technique that we cultivate and enhance in our daily practice for sure. So that is
Wow.
the Yeshua Jesus tree story in a nutshell. If you have questions about it, you could ask me about it. But yeah, so
I don't know. Sandy just said, yeah. Wow, Yeshua's tree, beautiful.
yes, it was a very beautiful tree in the middle of the river, surrounded by rocks. I don't know how it got there, but I guess Yeshua's tree can appear anywhere in the most unlikely of places. A raging Indian river.
Yeah,
So it's at Hydrocon, which is Hydrocon Baba, the is the ashram. It's right. There's a river behind where they all go, where Hydrocon also went to meditate, and it's right there.
yeah. Maybe when we go on our spiritual pilgrimage, our yantra, we can see it.
It's hard to get to, but I think it's made that way on purpose. Like
Yeah.
there's not like a bridge or anything. So like I said, this is a raging river in India, so I had to go in the water up here and kind of drift back to there. It took like 3 times to do it actually,
Oh my
because
God.
I had to figure it out because a couple times I went too early and I passed it, and so I learned from my mistakes, so I had to walk farther up the river and kind of drift back to it. But yeah, so
That's funny.
yeah, so it's not meant for the regular person. Like even my guru didn't want to go. He was like, "Nah, too dangerous." But I was set on going to Yeshua's tree, so I figured out the logistics with a couple misfires, but it's okay. I got there eventually, and it was worth the swim or the drifting in the river. Let's put it that way.
Nobody else went with you?
No, nobody else wanted to go with
Nobody
me.
crazy enough.
I was the only one crazy enough to go. Even Ved Mooney, who was crazy, he didn't want to go. So I guess it was a solo journey I had to go take by myself. But I was up for the challenge, so you know I did.
How was the meditation under the tree?
Yeah, outstanding. I connected with Christ consciousness, and it was outstanding, and I cultivated it, and yeah, it was outstanding.
Awesome.
I would
Wow.
definitely do it. I try to do it as much as possible, under the tree or not under the tree. But yeah, that elevated me to more of a Christ consciousness. Let's say it like that. So I look forward to doing that practice, which I demonstrated in our Kriya Yoga School. It was on our Christmas Yeshua class. So that is the exact technique that I use. So if you go back, you could see Christ consciousness. That's probably another one I should probably put in the class, actually. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, we could do a repeat of that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that one on Christmas? We did a Yeshua celebration, Yeshua mantra diksha, Yeshua Christ consciousness, and yeah, it's a good one.
That was a good one.
And
It
in that
seems like
class, I stated why Christ was a yogi, right? Why Jesus, Yeshua, was a yogi. The similarities in how his practice was a yogic practice. Let's say it like that.
Yeah, I do believe that, because they have all the missing years that they can't account for. And I know he went traveling all around the world, and yeah, I heard Babaji was the one who instructed him too.
Mm.
I don't know.
I would find that highly likely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Babaji lover, so I'm gonna say everything Babaji says is true, but it resonates with me. Let's say it like that.
It seems like a lot of these ascended masters had their own tree. Kind of,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what?
Yoganantha?
Now that I think about it, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So where I was initiated in the Kriya Yoga is called Katagama, Sri Lanka, right? And the exact place where Boganantar initiated Babaji in the Kriya Kundalini Pranayama, they had a big, I forget what kind, maybe it was a Bodhi tree, but it was super huge, right? So about 30 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, they cut down the tree. And they say the guy who cut down the tree went crazy because he kept hearing voices like, "Why'd you cut down my tree?" And he left the earth. Let's say it like that, in polite terms. But they have a temple there, right? So when I went there, exact place of the tree has a Babaji temple, and I have pictures of me meditating in front of that. So the place where the tree was, they have a shrine dedicated to Babaji, and in that temple, that temple, it's a Muruga temple, right? Because these people, like in Sri Lanka and South India, they're Tamils, right? So Muruga is the Tamil king of the Tamils, they would say, right? So it's a Muruga temple. So they have Boganantar's yantra embedded in the floor in the temple.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a Boganantar's tree, Babaji's tree. Um, yeah. So I think I have a picture somewhere around it. Like of a painting of Boganantar with Babaji in the background under his tree.
Nice.
And now you have your own tree, the one you transplanted. One day we will come and sit under that tree, and
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
that's your tree. What kind is it?
I think it's a Bodhi tree, like a
Ooh.
Buddhist tree. Yeah.
Okay,
So yeah.
perfect.
Also, you can't see it when I do the yagna, but off to the left. What is it? Let me see. Right. Left. Yeah, it's off to the left. I have a big mango tree that has mangoes right now. So that's cool too.
I'd like to like you give us a tour around outside of your house and what your neighborhood looks like and everything. I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious.
The,
Oh,
the only
we could probably go there with Google Earth if you give us your address.
Yeah, you probably could actually, the only problem the camera I have is not it's like a tripod camera. So that's why I
Yeah,
always keep it fixed.
right.
So yeah, Veronica asked me to like go to the beach and this type of stuff and film the asanas. That's the only reason why. It's not like an iPhone camera. It's more like
Yeah.
a standstill plug into my laptop camera. So
Does your laptop doesn't have a camera?
yeah, it has a camera. It has a webcam,
Right,
and it has but this camera I plug into a USB, so it's more of a HD kind of camera.
right. But
So
we could live with non HD for
Yeah.
a view.
yeah, I'd have to figure out the logistics. Maybe I'd take my laptop around.
Yeah,
Well, Paul, when we move to Thailand, we can do these videos with Vedagurudev doing the Holy Yagna fire in
oh
person,
yeah, that'd
or
be great.
in your car singing mantras.
Yeah, yeah, that's the only
Yeah,
problem. I have no one to film me right
yeah.
now.
We
So if I
you
had
need to
someone to
come.
film me, you could film whatever.
Yeah,
Like yeah,
we'll
I
do
could.
reality TV.
You could. I have a driving temple in my car, So I have like a shrine like on the dashboard with big statues. So I drive around my deities.
That would be so fun to record that and then just be singing in your temple car.
Yeah, so I sing mantras and bhajans. That's all I do. People think because I used to be a DJ, I listen to music all day. I don't. I listen to silence. I just sing mantras and, you know, yeah, praise all the
Yeah.
deities in my car and every. Yeah, so I drive around with a shrine of deities. Let me see who I got in there. Lakshmi's in there, Ganesha's in there, Brahma's in there, Shiva's in there, Dancing Shiva's in there. I think Maruga's in there too, you know? So it's a full house.
Yeah. We need to get a video of that.
Yeah. Maybe I'll post it in my school, like a picture of me with all my deities in my car, you know, driving around.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Eventually, I think people are hungry to like the whole Kriya yoga experience. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can see it happening. I just don't know how yet.
Yeah, and inside our classroom, well, inside our Kriya Yoga School Masterclass, I mean, we probably have, I think I counted it the other day, 233 classes, you know, so we have over 200 plus classes. Our classes are up to 57th on Saturday. And yeah, we have individual classrooms. So if you want to learn how to do mudras, we have a mudra classroom, we have a mantra classroom, we have a pranayama classroom, we have a dhyana meditation classroom, we have an asana classroom. Then we have we basically in our school now we have a roadmap. So you start here with the beginner courses, then you we have I think 20 classes in our beginner course. Plus we have mini courses which are beginner courses. Then we have like a start here kind of course which kind of gives you a tour around the Kriya Yoga School and shows you who I am, who's my guru, how I got Mantra Diksha, what are the five folds of Kriya Yoga. It gives you like a beginner guide to practicing Kriya Yoga. Then there's a intermediate classroom where, you know, if you once you go through all the beginner classes, then you go to the intermediate class, and then there's an advanced class, and you go to advanced class. And I'm available 24 hours a day for you to coach me. You know, I guess I sleep a little bit, you know, from 1 a.m. to like 7 a.m. And so I'm always available. If I'm not available on the school chat, or if you comment, then I'll get back to you when I rise and shine, you know.
I think it's amazing, like how all that. It seems like it was just yesterday that this school was started, and now it's grown so big. All
Yeah.
the content and everything.
Yeah, so like we had our 1 year anniversary. When was it? March 8th. So it's almost a month ago. And yeah, it's hard to believe. Like you saw in that class, our 1 year anniversary, I went down memory lane and showed our first class, right? So it seems like just yesterday we just started the Kriya Yoga School. And the progress we've made over the last year, all of our members, has been like night and day, right? Like I can't even recognize me in the first class, you know? Like who was that
Yeah.
guy? Now, but it's been such a beautiful journey, like just going on the whole journey with all our members and seeing their progress. It's been really soulfully gratifying for me, for sure, right? I can't think of anything else I want to do. And that's why as you know, I love Kriya Yoga, so I'm always posting Babaji quotes. Yeah, just when was it? Yesterday, we came out with 3 daily YouTube long form videos. So we have the Satsang, We have the Babaji quote. Now the Babaji quote has a video with it where I explain the Babaji quote every day, which is great. And then we have when Veronica interviewed me, we have a Ask Vedagurudev. So each one of those questions from the interview is on there also. So a lot of
Yeah.
work on that Kriya Yoga School. Plus,
Yeah.
Veronica and Cal post like hundreds of videos per day on our school. So there's so much value. I mean, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah,
no,
no, thank you, Veronica, for sending me the image of your beautiful painting.
oh, you're welcome.
Have to take it to Walgreens and have them print out a color one for me, and I can, just put it in a little frame and put it by my meditation area.
Oh, wow.
nice.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at mine all the time. Yeah, there it is.
It
Well,
is
that's
awesome because I always like to, in my practice, thinking about the feminine and the masculine together.
Right.
Like I'm always like, I say, I say something to all the Siddhas and to Babaji, and I say to the divine feminine, and then I go to my gurus, and teach and my acharyas, and give thanks to all them. Yep.
that's really nice.
Nice.
Beautiful. So I don't know. I think I already know how you're going to answer this, Vedagurudev. But what gives you a sense of awe?
Well, well, what I said before is nothing
Yeah.
at this point gives me a sense of awe. I've seen it all. I mean, nothing really surprises me, but a sense of awe, I would just say I have a sense of awe when I wake up in the morning. I see the sun, I put a smile on my face, I feel happy as can be. Thank you, God. Babaji came to work, or the source came to work, or
Yeah.
woo! Today is going to be a great day. I feel totally blessed just by opening my eyes and seeing the sun. I wake up with a super smile on my face, like, thank God. Because if I wake up and the sun's not out, I'm in big trouble. Well, I'm not in big trouble, but, I'll just go into my deep Maha Samadhi in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, all right, it's over here. Let's take the divine flight and let's get out of here. But yeah, I mean, everything basically at this point gives me a sense of awe. Like, just by vibrating my frequency, nature is just so vibrant and so beautiful,
Yeah.
and birds and animals and sun and grass, and like, I I have to think what isn't give me a sense of awe right now. Everything gives me a sense of awe. Like like I saw Cal made a post today. I think it was under my Babaji. It was like a
Yeah.
1,000 words. I was like, whoa, whoa. I was blown away. I was like, wow, like, I just posted a couple words of some emojis. He wrote a whole paragraph and
Yeah.
book. I was like, wow, like he's feeling the Kriya Yoga energy, right? Like he is a true believer, right? So
Definitely.
yeah, like all the videos our members post, like all the quotes, everything gives me a sense of awe, and like yeah, so I find it hard to say what doesn't give me a sense of awe at this point, like I just wake up in a total blissful state of awe the whole day, right? Like everything is so great and so outstanding, So
Yeah.
I would definitely say every day I wake up surprised, waiting to see how Babaji surprises me, right? Like, just when you think you've seen everything, here comes another state of awe that you haven't even contemplated, right? Like, like, okay, well, we've had our Kriya yoga school for a year. I guess we've run out of techniques. Wrong.
Not
Millions more, right? Like, like, what to do about demons? Agastir, we got it. Let's go. So, I how could I say? My whole day is filled with awe and vibrance and beauty and gratitude for all the beautiful things that are around me.
Yeah, nature is the biggest source, everything in nature.
True.
I'm like an amateur astronomer, so I like, looking at the night sky. That's a cool
yeah.
thing to look at.
Yeah, that's another thing. The stars. I go outside when it gets dark and I look up in the sky and I'm just in super awe, right? Like, look at this light show, right? So the stars, the moon, I mean, everything I'm in awe of, for sure, right?
Yeah.
So if you really become aware of the beauty around you, then you really become in a state of awe, right? Most people in yoga, they say they're sleeping with their eyes open, but when you are awake with awareness, then it really becomes super vibrant for you. The nature and all the stuff you took for granted before, right? Like, most people aren't aware that there's a super light show right above their head. All they have to do is look up in the sky and they see a beautiful, awe-inspiring light show right there above their head. I mean, if you live in New York City or somewhere where they have heavy light pollution, maybe not as vibrant, but I could tell you in the Himalayan mountains, wow, no light pollution, super bright, sleeping under the stars light show. I can't think of anything better I ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
guys, I'm gonna turn in. It's getting a little late here.
Okay, Paul, thanks for joining us. I'm glad you got back home safe from the Philippines, and
Thank you.
maybe if we're lucky, we'll have you on our 57th class.
Sounds good.
yeah.
All right.
All
Good
right.
night, guys.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Paul. Sweet
Take care.
dreams.
Namaste.
Thank you.
um Tibor says, "Hey guys, lagging a bit. What's happening? Put me up to speed." If you wanted to recap what we've been talking about.
Well,
About
that's a
being in a
good
state of awe.
Yeah. I'm always in a state of awe with nature. How to kill demons with Agastya's mantra japa, which we'll be given mantra diksha in this Saturday's class. So if you can't make it, Tibor, watch the replay in a later class, because I think he
Yeah.
told me he couldn't come to Saturday's class because he works. But I said it's no problem. You just watch it back whenever you can. And
Yeah, we talked about Jesus's tree. I think you'll like that, Tibor.
oh yeah, Jesus' tree, Christ consciousness, and Kriya yoga. Why we love Jesus. And
Yeah.
what else am I missing?
Gosh darn. Let me think. I don't know. I think that covers it because each thing we talked about at like 10 minutes each. But I don't know. We can. The great thing about these sat songs, you can watch them over and over again.
Yeah, so we uplift the whole satsang, where you could watch the whole. I don't know, what are we at? 3 hours right now?
Almost 3.5. 3 hours 23.
Three. You could watch the whole 3.5 hours on YouTube. Then we cut them up and make them daily, so you could rewatch each question, one per day.
I had kind of an interesting thought. Like you are me and I am you and we're all one. But how can it's like two people can have the same exact experience, but they experience it totally different. Like like I like go outside and I like the nice cool air, and then other person like it's freezing. I can't stand it. It's like we're the same, but we experiencing everything like differently. It's interesting.
Yeah, so we're like a collective consciousness, but having an individual human experience, if you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
we could resonate on the same frequency, on the same frequency together, or we could have an individual human experience, which could be totally different. So it just depends what radio station your
Yeah.
frequency dial is tuned into, let's say, you know. So my guru used to say, like, when I left the Himalayan mountains, I was like, Baba, how will I contact you? He said, contact me in the ether, which means basically when you do your meditation, reach me on the higher frequency, I'll be there. So that's kind of how yogis think of it too, right? They're like,
Yeah.
you don't need, I don't have a phone, you don't need to contact me, but I'm in the astral plane waiting for your transmission when you're ready, something like that, you know. So
Yeah. What is time and space? Like
yeah, yeah. I could tell you in the yoga perspective, they don't have no perception of time or space for sure.
yeah.
They're just, I mean, maybe their only perception of time and space is sun comes up, sun goes down. But besides that, everything else is a blur. I don't even know. They might not even know what time is, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually. Like, they don't have no perception of time.
Yeah.
I've never heard a yogi say, like, it's 1 p.m., you know? They don't say
Yeah,
like
time
that.
doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. And money doesn't exist also, you know, which I said before in the Satsang, like, they don't have no, I've never heard them ask for money or talk about money or how much does this cost, nothing like that. And, you know, no
Yeah.
perception of that at all.
Yeah, I think that's just something that exists here to control us. Time, I don't know, like yeah, our calendars, time. Yeah, I don't know. We have a certain amount of time here. We got to get things done.
Yeah,
So,
true.
yeah, I don't know. And we're all afraid of death. I don't know. Like, how are I don't know. How are you preparing for death? Or if it happens, it happens. It happens when it's gonna happen. How do
the
you
way I
prepare?
the way I prepare for death is, how would my I asked my guru this one time, and he said, on the right day, at the right time, in the right hour, death will come, and welcome it with open arms. So, I mean, I don't really think about it. It's
Yeah.
kind of like karma. It's kind of the same concept with me. Like, I just do my inner work and I do my sadhana, and it happens the way it happens, you know? It comes on the time, so I don't even think about it. But in yoga, we have all these mantras and all these bhajans and song that kind of welcome death or welcome the Maha Samadhi experience. So we have all those in our pocket, so we're ready. I mean, I sing those songs anyway, but like I will go extra deep into it. And how could I say, like, we have certain mantras that if someone in your family transcends, we send them along the way on the golden path. And let's say in my case in 2020 my father passed away, and I had the intuition to guide him on the path, and Babaji will pick him up and take him the rest of the way. Let's say it like that. So I say these mantras and these bhajans, these songs, to kind of melodically guide them on their journey, you know, like float
Okay.
them with their boat down the river. Let's say it like that. And you say them until you feel a click, right? So after, in my father's case, he wasn't too spiritual, so it took, like, let's say, I don't know, I think it was 20 days before I felt the click. And once you feel the click, you don't do it no more. You're just like, okay,
Oh wow.
they've reached their destination, and the job has been done, right? So and the gratitude is there also, right? So if
What a beautiful
it,
way to go.
yeah, I think it's a beautiful way to go. And I had
Yeah.
that, how could I say this without being mystical? Like, my father was cremated in Miami, Florida,
Yeah.
where we're from. So on the chimney of the cremation was a silhouette of Babaji sitting in the lotus position, which sounds mystical, but
Oh,
I have
wow.
a picture of it somewhere, right? So
Wow.
it was I gave my proper a proper yogic send off, let's say it like that
Yeah.
too, So all the puja, all the mantras, everything. I mean, the funeral home probably thought I was nuts out of my mind, but it's not meant for them to
Yeah.
understand, right? I come in with all my mala beads and my puja dish and everything, my flame, my jyoti, and right circles around the body and everything, a proper yogic a yogic send off, a transcend, let's say, so
Yeah. Well, when you've experienced this, you know it works. You just don't care what people think. Like,
yeah, I didn't care. I was focused in the moment, actually,
yeah.
so yeah, and then half of my father's ash, me and my brother spread around the country, actually, and
Yeah.
I still have some of his ashes back there
Oh,
on my
wow.
shrine. Yeah, so uh yeah, we actually put, if they hear this at Lake Shrine, they're probably not gonna like this. They have Gandhi's ashes in Lake Shrine and in Pacific Palisades. So I put my father's ashes with Gandhi's ashes.
Uh, he's a divine being too, and you had Babaji's blessing.
So I told my brother, if I pass away, give me the same send off, because this was
Yeah.
beautiful. And they have a lot of flowers and trees, so we buried it with the trees to nourish the trees in Lake Shrine also. So there
Oh,
was
man.
other places, Miami Beach, so that too, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So we send them off.
All his
the pro
stomping grounds.
Yeah. Well, I buried his ashes at it's called Acrisure Stadium, which it used to be called Three Rivers Stadium, where the Pittsburgh Steelers play,
Oh,
which
nice.
he would love that also. And
Oh,
places in Pittsburgh also too.
that's beautiful. So his spirit lives on.
His spirit lives on still
Wow.
to this day. Yeah. So
I hope, I don't know. I think that everybody would like somebody to do that for them. That's, yeah, that's really loving.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you or somebody, hopefully we stay here for a long time, but
Yeah.
if someone in your family needs it, let me know. We'll give them the
Yeah.
divine send off, and yeah, and when my daughter got surgery, that collective energy really helped, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's always a true blessing,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm. Well, maybe this is a good place for our indoor transmission. I don't see any questions.
I think Tibor has one question.
Oh,
Oh,
best
Beth,
sat song ever.
I appreciate it, Tibor. Yeah, we're gonna have a great class on Saturday, and Tibor is a member in our Kriya Yoga school, so he has access to everything. So welcome, new member
Yeah,
Tibor.
welcome.
I'm glad you like this satsang. We do it every Wednesday at 9 p.m. My father was cremated too. Yeah, so I told before, all yogis get cremated, and they put their ashes in the Ganges River or whatever river they're close by, and they pour all their ashes all over themselves, right? The ashes in the water, and when you see these agoris, right? They have white powder all over them. That's it's called vibhuti. That's holy ash also. So they put people's ashes. They smear themselves with ashes of dead people, which sounds weird to them, but it sounds really enlightened to me. So the
Yeah.
regular people, they think they're crazy. They sleep in cemeteries. They have long dreadlocks. They have vibhuti, holy ash smeared all over them. But I think they're truly enlightened, and they're on
Yeah.
the extreme path of renunciation, sannyasi, which is a beautiful path. I think.
Yeah.
I wish I could dive more deep into that path, but
I guess if an Agori wanted to use my ashes, I'd think of it as a blessing. Like I'm still living on. I wouldn't. Yeah.
yeah, but most that's the way they see it. But most people don't see it that way. They see
Yeah.
it as a more crazy,
Mm.
lunatic kind of path,
No, I think.
a mad path. But I see it as a beautiful path. The gory,
Yeah.
the
I feel like it.
extreme renunciate path is a great, beautiful path. I resonate with them a lot, actually. You know.
Sandy says, "Thank you for everything. This has been very rewarding and joyful. Peace, love, light, and all."
Thank you, Sandy, for joining us on our Satsang. If you're a member of the free Kriya Yoga School, the website is freekriyayoga.com. Join, and if you want to join us at our Kriya Yoga School Masterclass, the website is kriyayogamasterclass.com. And you could join us on there, and you could, if you join us on there, you could, yeah, it's 50% off right now for the next 3 months because I'm trying to win the school games, and it will go up to
Yeah.
99 after 3 months. So join now, and you could join us on screen here at the on our Satsangs. You could join us live on screen at our weekly Satsang. Our weekly live classes, and I'm available 24 hours a day to answer all your questions or coach you or walk you through any technique. It'd be my true blessing to help all people on the path of Kriya Yoga. Or you could book a call with me, and we could try to solve your problems live on Zoom. So whichever resonates with you, everybody is welcome. No problem, you know? So book a call with me. You go there, click on the book a call button. You could pick a time in your schedule that fits for you, and I'll be happy to go on a call with you and solve all your problems with the practice of Kriya Yoga. I'll give you a good roadmap with the practice of Kriya Yoga.
Yeah, and you keep adding more things, so I think it just pays for itself. So
Yeah, there's infinite amount of value in there. Over 200 classes, live weekly classes, which are recorded on demand. If you can't make it, you could always watch it back. And live satsang, daily Babaji quotes with videos, daily satsang quotes with videos. I don't know. Cal and Veronica posts and
a million
millions of
things.
video. Yeah. So we have a very interactive and uplifting community where we no yogi or yogini left behind.
Yeah, I remember a long time ago, Chad asked me, "What are your expectations out of this school?" I'm like, "I don't have any, but I guess my only thing I've been working for is like I want to evolve my soul.
Mm.
That's my most important thing is like my soul. So I'll take that with me wherever I go. So I feel like I can do that with the Kriya Yoga School. Like, yeah, I'm evolving my soul.
And
Everything else,
after 1 year, how has the progress been evolving your soul?
I don't even recognize myself. I feel
Right,
like,
night and day, right?
Yeah.
There is an actual testimonial from an actual day one member, right?
Yeah.
Like the progress has been infinite, right? So
Hmm. Yeah. I don't even know where these questions come, but I think I'm just spiritually curious. I want to know everything. So I'm gobbling it all up. Mariana says, yes, I would like the mantra. Thank you so much.
okay, great. Yeah, on Saturday's class, I will give it to you. It'll be in the PDF, and I'll send it to you separately if you want it. But you'll in our class, I'll say it out loud so you could hear the pronunciation or the bijas of each of the sound syllables in the mantra. And in this week's class, the 57th class, I will give you mantra diksha for Agastya, the demon slayer.
Agastya.
Agastya, Shiva's policeman, they call him, because he takes care of all Shiva's light work, which are the demons and the lower frequency beings. So when Shiva was getting married, he sent Agastya to Tamil Nadu, which is the south of Thailand. I mean the south of India, and he slayed the demons and kept them in line while Shiva was
Yeah.
busy getting married to Parvati.
Your presence is not welcome.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know. These sat songs do feel really good.
Yeah, they
I know
do.
Sandy was
I'm
right.
glad. I'm glad. Yeah, Tibor was like best satsang ever. I
Yeah.
think we've had some better ones, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. We
it's
never
still a
know.
great one. Like this one, I started off. I was like, oh man, oh nuts! My daughter killed my AirPods, so I'm gonna have to wear my headphones. I know I told you before. I was like, I don't like when I wear my headphones, so I'm not going to use those videos. But now Babaji is like, you definitely have to use the headphones in this one. So,
Let your ego go. You can do it.
all right. Well, I guess headphones it is, you
We
know?
talked about too many good things.
Yeah, right. So it's going to be impossible not to use the headphones. So I guess, that
It'll be
is my,
okay.
that is my, dissolving my ego,
Yeah.
my headphone phobia, right? Like, so.
No judgment. Headphones die sometimes.
Yeah, no judgment.
I don't know. Let me think. Um, what's a good way to clear financial blockages spiritually?
I would say, I mean, there's a number of different things like, say Lakshmi's, mantra for sure. Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth and prosperity and abundance. So Lakshmi, mudra wise, we taught in our class Kubera mudra, which brings wealth and prosperity by doing the mudra Kubera, and yeah, just I wouldn't focus on the lack of not having money. I would
Mm,
just focus on the abundance of life that it presents to you. My guru used to say, run towards money, money runs away from you, run away from money, money runs towards you. So these yogis have the perspective of they don't care about money. They're all their needs are kind of already provided for them. So they don't even talk about money, they don't think about money, and my guru would say in the bank of Babaji, we're millionaires, but in
yeah.
the physical world, we still have our needs provided for us, so we're okay, you know. And this is coming from a yogi that uh, walked the sannyasi renunciate path, right? He basically walked all around India with just the clothes on his back and a couple rupees in his pockets. And
Yeah.
that's basically what his book Kailash and the Quest of Self is about. So, and yeah, so they don't really think about money too much.
Yeah, no dirty money.
No dirty money. And like I told the story before, Ramayana Maharishi, when he got to the place of his ashram, took all the rupees out of his pocket, threw it in the water, saying, I
Yeah.
never want to touch this dirty money again. And he sure enough got his wish. So, the greatest of all times, Ramayana Maharishi. You know, I see Cal post a lot of videos of him, and
Yeah, he does.
I like those videos. I was like, exactly, the greatest. And yeah, so Ramayana Maharishi is the greatest, you know. And he was initiated in the Kriya Yoga by Yogananda Paramahansa Yogananda himself, you know. So what better person to initiate you on the
Yeah.
path of Kriya Yoga than Yogananda, for sure. And Yogananda also initiated Gandhi into the path of Kriya Yoga.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that. Wow.
yeah, that's why they have Gandhi's ashes in Lake Shrine in
Oh.
Pacific Palisades. Yeah, so he was a Kriya yogi also. So I think there's a chapter in autobiography of Yogi about it,
Okay. I haven't gotten to that yet.
or there should be some videos of it too. Like if you type in Gandhi, Yogananda, Ramayana, Maharishi, Yogananda, you should see some kind of black and white, you know, grainy 100-year-old video.
Okay.
But they still have some kind of documentation, or they have pictures or something, you know. I think they have some videos.
Yeah, I like how do you Maharishi? Is that how do you say his name? Ma
Ramayana
Ramahana
Maharishi.
Rishi. I don't think he just came into this world self-realized. I don't think he had a guru. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't have a guru. He just, like, there's some enlightened beings, like let's say Hydrocon Baba. He just showed up, a
yeah.
19-year-old boy in a cave. Like, who's your father? Who's your mother? Where'd you come from? They don't know. So I think Ramayana Maharishi has a mother and a father, but he never had like a guru. He just, it was a self kind of path, right? That he just found his way by himself, and he never wanted to be called the guru himself, right?
I like that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so he in our kind of tradition, we don't really want the guru title. You know, like with
Yeah.
me too, right? Like when my guru gave me name diction, says your name is Vedagurudev, I was like, guru, you know, like that's a high bar to get to, right? So
Yeah.
like guru first of all, then dev is like God, right? So it's like a guide to God. So I'm like, man, that's a hard, you know, that's going to be a high bar to climb, you know, that's a tall mountain to climb. But I welcome the challenge. So like all of us kind of, we don't really want the guru title. It's just kind of implied, let's say, right? So like we all always would say Babaji is the Sadguru of Kriya Yoga, right? Like Babaji is the ultimate guru, right? Like all the glory to Babaji, he is the guru, right? Like the Sadguru of the Kriya Yoga tradition is Babaji, right? They would say, right? Like there's Babaji is the ultimate guru, right? Like I'm nothing compared to Babaji. Let's say it like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that the fact that you don't want that title makes you perfect. That you're not attached to it makes you perfect to take
Yeah,
that title.
most gurus would say I'm nobody special, right? I like in one of the Sita's books they say I want no one to say my name when I'm gone. I want to be a sailboat sailing out into the sunset. Like there's no need to attach to my story or say my name. I'm nobody special. Do your inner work and you could be just like me, you know? So yeah, I like that kind of nobody's special perspective
Yeah.
in Kriya Yoga.
Yeah, and everybody wants to leave a legacy behind when they die. I mean, like, it doesn't matter. I'm like,
Right.
I don't know, that's a
No
different way of
legacy. That's why the Sitas, they have very little literature or documentation about them. Like very little, right? So they didn't want anything to be left behind. Like no one say my name when I'm gone. No need.
wow. Well, I think we've had a very profound conversation, and
Yeah, we're
everybody's
almost at.
everybody's saying good night.
Yeah, my feet are starting to hurt too.
Yeah, we need you to rest up and take care of yourself. Even gurus need to take care of themselves.
Yeah. Even guru need to
Yeah.
replenish their energy, recharge their battery
Yes.
sometimes. You know.
Well, I don't. How would you like to do a prayer before we go, or how would you like to go?
Yeah, I guess I'll say the Shanti mantra before we go.
Okay.
And yeah. So if you want to learn the practices of Kriya Yoga for free, go to freekriyayogamasterclass.com. That's our free Kriya Yoga school. It's absolutely free. No strings attached. Go there. We have some introductory Kriya Yoga schools, beginner mini course. We have the Satsang we post on there. Veronica and Cal post numerous great videos per day. And if you want more one-on-one kind of coaching and you want me to walk the path with you and give you individual steps, then go to Kriya Yoga School Masterclass. You could book a call with me and we could try to solve your problems over the phone. And if you want, join the Kriya Yoga School. Kriya Yoga School Masterclass, 50% off for the next 3 months. $50 per month, $250 per year, and we'll get you on the path to permanent permanent happiness, higher consciousness, enlightenment. And we'll do the best we can to get you where you need to be and solve all your problems through the practice of Kriya Yoga. So with that said, I will sing the Shanti Universal Peace Mantra, giving peace and love to all people all around the world. Om Shanti, 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 Shalom, Sat Nam Sadhu Tao Om Spirit Swami Kami Amen Amen Omen Selah Om Om.
Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji Namo. Kriya Babaji